Bruin fans, please make plans to attend the 21st annual For the Love of the Game dinner and auction. It's a green and gold spectacular evening, raffles, games, silent live auctions, amazing food, and more to fill the evening. Sponsorships and ads are on sale now, and support your sport is open. For more information, visit www.bruinauction.givesmart.com. Tickets go on sale October 17th. All proceeds benefit the 21 athletic teams through the Bruin Booster Club. Thank you. We'd also like to make sure that you're aware that the 50-50 raffle is taking place again tonight. The raffle table is located along the fence line directly across from the concession stand. 50% of the funds raised will go directly back to your Rockbridge Bruins football team, and 50% of those funds go directly into one lucky winner's pocket tonight. Currently, your RB Bruins are working hard to raise funds to enhance our weight room. Help us out by participating in our 50-50 raffle this evening. The winning ticket will be drawn during the third quarter, and be sure to stick around as you must be present to win that money. Bruins appreciate your support with the 50-50 raffle. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Bruin girls to the field. Your six-time national champion Rockbridge Bruin girls are performing a team routine learned at NDA camp this summer in St. Louis, where the team earned all blue ribbons, first place, and the Technical Excellence Award. Seniors are Isabella Bly, Whitney Blackburn, Sophia Corrado, Emily Dampier, Sarah Lucas, Ella McClung, and Brooklyn Smith. Juniors are Sophie Connell, Kate Dyer, Carly Elliott, Kate Hall, and Kayla Von Togi. Sophomores, Campbell Allen, Braylee Coslet, and Lynn Lee Mays. Freshmen are Emma Cardetti, Janie Colbert, Gabby Hardy, and Catherine Stevens. Coaches, Lyria Bartlett, Tessa Hewlin, Annie Patios, and Ella Simmons. Thank you so much for your support. Go Bruins!
Up in the club, we keep up in the band.
ladies. Great way to start the evening. Shelter Insurance, providing award-winning service for your auto, home, and life insurance needs. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield, we're your shelter. And Boone Health is our community hospital with 100 years of expert, compassionate care and award-winning service. Boone believes in me, and Boone believes in the Bruins. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is senior night for the Bruin football team. These young men have worked hard to improve their skills, to build the team, and to represent their schools with dignity and class. Tonight, we recognize them for their accomplishment. Before we get started, fans, I'd like you to give them all one great big round of applause. They look great. Here they are. Number 2, August Fitzinger. August is a safety and has been part of the program for 4 years. August is joined on the field by his mom, dad, and brother, Mary, Eric, and Luke Fitzinger. 4 is Stephen Gibson. Stevens is a wide receiver and has been a part of the program for 4 years. He is joined on the field by his parents, Shannon and Darren Abel, and his sisters and brother, McKenna, Madison, Samantha, Cade, Kyle, and Tyler. Jake Hawkins. Hawk is a free safety and has been part of the program for 4 years. Hawk is joined on the field tonight by his father, Rob Hawkins, with Maria Hawkins, and his mother, Suzanne Steuben and Don Hidshaw. Number 8, Tomaisik Anjansi. Tomaisik is a running back and has been part of the program for 4 years. Tomaisik is escorted by his mother and father, Shauna Brown and Thomas Johnson. Number 9 is Joe Jefferson Kissabo. Joe is a defensive end and has been with the program for 3 years. He is joined on the field by his mom, Valerie Cassandra, and Coach Travis Craig and Coach Jake Floyd. Number 11, Jake Downey. Jake is a safety and has been a part of the program for 3 years. Jake is escorted by his mom and dad, Patty and Sean Downey. Number 12, Landon Block. Landon is a running back and wide receiver, and he joined the program this year. Landon is joined on the field by his mom, Renee, and his sister, Katie. Number 16 is Jack Bauer. Jack is a wide receiver and has been a part of the program for 4 years. He is joined on the field by his mother and father, Aaron and Shane Bauer, and his brother, William. Number 20, Mark Hajasek. Mark is a wide receiver and has been a part of the program for 4 years. Mark is escorted by his parents, Brian and Karen Hajasek, and his brother Justin and sister-in-law Kara, and his brother Grant Hajasek. Number 22, Logan Allen. Logan plays cornerback and has been a part of the program for 4 years. Logan is being escorted by his parents, Brian and Chrissy Allen. Number 10 is Daniel Hull. Daniel is a punter and kicker and has been a part of the program for 3 years. He is escorted by his mother, Cheryl Shigaki. Number 28, Trey Harris Quinn. Trey is a cornerback and linebacker and has been with the program for 4 years. Trey is joined on the field by his favorite teacher, Mrs. Victor, and his brother, Trayshawn Harris Quinn. Number 29, Rashad Ennin. Rashad is a cornerback and has been a part of the program for 4 years. He is being escorted by his mother, Latrice Robinson, and brothers Ahmad and Asari Ennin. Number 40, Eli Vincent. Eli is a wide receiver and has been a part of the program for 4 years. Eli is joined on the field by his parents, Lisa Swain and Tim Vincent. #41 is Isaiah Little. Isaiah is a fullback and joined the program this year. On the field tonight with Isaiah are his mom and dad, Sarah and Joel Little. Number 44 is Marcel Fisher. Marcel is a linebacker and has been with the program for 2 years. Marcel is joined on the field by his mother, Tasha Fisher. Number 45, Caleb Froman, Ruthven. Number 58 is Will Benson. Will plays left tackle and has been a part of the program for 4 years. Will is joined on the field by his mother and father, Sarah and Mike Benson. Number 63 is Clemens Kirchhoff. Clemens is a right guard and joined the program this year during his time as a foreign exchange student from Germany. Clemens is joined on the field by his host family, Kate, Matt, and Evan Pitzer. #64 is Kosh Odewole. Kosh plays on the O-line and has been with the program for 4 years. Kosh is escorted by his mother and father, Baki and Oladimiji Odewole. Number 88 is Bruno Valpuesta Rodriguez. Bruno is a running back and receiver and joined the team this year during his time as a foreign exchange student from Mexico. Bruno is joined on the field by his host family, Christine and Natalie Hayes. Number 96 is Aiden Dubert. Aiden is a defensive end and has been a part of the program for 4 years. He is joined on the field by his mother and father, Sarah and Joe Dubert, and his brother, Ethan. Number 97 is Hayden Daubert. Hayden is a defensive end and has been a part of the program for 3 years. He is escorted by his parents, Chris and Katie Daubert. And the senior manager, Robert Pancoast. Robert is the team manager and hydration specialist. He joined the program this year. Robert is joined on the field by a school mom, Kim Cornelius, and coach Matt Perkins. Bruin fans, you've got a great group of seniors here. Give it up once again to show your support for the 2022-23 seniors. Best of luck to you all in the future. You look great. Good luck tonight. The 2022 Rockbridge Emerald Regiment and the Green and Gold Band are under the direction of Patrick Sullivan and Eric Spade. If you would all now please stand and remove your hats as the band performs our country's national anthem, it will be under the direction of Associate Director of Bands, Eric Spade. Thank you. Bruin fans, it's time to stand up and make some noise. The 2022 football Bruins. Celebrating 45 years serving Columbia in our community, Wingate is Columbia's best in lawn company. Guaranteed savings, guaranteed results every time. If it's bugs you hate, call Wingate. And Socket is your local option. Call 800-SOCKET-3 or visit socket.net. Peak Sport and Spine is proud to be a presenting partner of Columbia Public Schools athletics and activities. Peak Sport and Spine, Mid-Missouri's leader in physical therapy and sports medicine. Columbia Public Schools athletics and activities are pleased to be partnered with IV. All three Columbia locations, making lives easier, healthier, happier. IV, employee-owned and proud to support our student athletes. Bruin fans, welcome to week 6 of Rockbridge football. We'd like to welcome the Cougars to Rockbridge Field tonight. Captains for tonight's game, first for the visiting Cougars, number 22, Jay Sean Richmond, number 23, Caleb Mays, number 58, John McCaleb III, and number 75, Dawson Talent. The Cougars are coached by Arlen Harris. Captains for the Bruins tonight, number 2, August Pitzinger, number 4, Stephen Gibson, number 7, Jake Hawkins, and number 16, Jack Bauer. The Bruins are coached by Matt Perkins. Officials for tonight's game, the referee is Chris Caspol, umpire Russ Burkett, head linesman Caden Lucas, line judge Mike Carr, back judge Cornelius Rowland.
I don't go out on the air, correct?
It's Friday night in America, folks, and guess what that means? That means Friday night football. We're coming to you live from Columbia, Missouri, where the Rockbridge Bruins are hosting your Lutheran High Cougars. My partner here next to me is Doug Kuhlman. Wow, do we have a lot of fun today coming up here and taking a look at these wonderful facilities on this beautiful night. Doug, we got a 6 Class 6 school playing a Class 3 school who was last year the Class 2 state champions. What do you think about tonight, Doug?
You got a lot of firepower on that Lutheran side over there in the defending Class 2 champions, but likewise over here with the Rockbridge Bruins, Brian, they're 4-1 on the season, coming off a big win at Helias down in Jeff City, 31-20 last week. So I think this is only their second home game of the season. Their other home game, they beat Jeff City here in week 3, 48-27. So they're coming in this game on high. The last 4 wins have been wins, and after that opening season loss to Park Hill South at home here. So they're excited for this game, as likewise the Cougars are too, making this trip out here to Columbia.
Doug, I really love the idea that we're getting to travel a little bit. We've gone to Parker, Colorado this year, the Cougars have. And also, we've gone all the way to Columbia here, which isn't too far when you take it into comparison to Parker, Colorado. But the Cougars are set to be able to receive the kickoff here. We have number 23 deep for us, Caleb Mays, and also number 6, Michael Parr Jr.
What an electric way to start this game with that band out in the end zone, Brian. And boy, it's just a fun place for a Friday night football game.
Wow, I don't think I see that very often in high school football. You put one 8 yards deep into the end zone. That was a heck of a kick.
Well, watching their specialties here early, Brian, when we got here about 4:30 to get set up, and whatnot, we're watching their punters and their kickers, and their punters putting the ball consistently 50, 55 yards in the air. So you're going to have a lot of good specialty plays here by these Rockbridge Bruins here. So, boy, that's the way to start. Where they put the ball 8 yards in the end zone. Cougars are going to be first and 10 from their 20-yard line coming out.
Yes, exactly. The Cougars will be on their own 20-yard line to start this game. First and 10, 20-yard line. We have Harrison in the backfield with Mitchell as well. You have Gerdine underneath center. He's looking over the defense, takes the snap, hands it off to Mitchell. Mitchell goes left, cuts back right, and he's met with a host of Bruins. Looks like he made it back to the line of scrimmage.
And the Cougars are coming into this game with pretty rough offense last couple games, Brian. Getting shut out last week against Cardinal Ritter and managing 20 points in a good game against St. Mary's, at least for 3.5 quarters until the St. Mary's Dragons took over. So you kind of want to come out here if you're a Cougar fan and see the offense start to establish some ground game and also some quick short passes with Gerdine under center there, Brian.
Absolutely. Anderson in on the tackle on that last play, and here the Cougars have a similar format as what they had on the last play. We have Gerdine taking the snap, and looks like Harris got the ball, and he gets about a yard. It's going to be 3rd and a long 9 yards.
Boy, those first 2 plays of that game defensively for the Bruins there, they just kind of shut down that vaunted running game of the Cougars so far.
Grayson Cutchlow was in on that tackle. He's a 6'3", 220-pound linebacker as a junior. He's going to be coming back next year. My guess is the boy can hit pretty hard.
Yeah, a lot of size on this Bruins, in their secondary, but also obviously on their defensive and offensive lines. And these kids are going to play just one ways, whereas the Cougars are going to be playing both ways here, Brian.
Absolutely. We have Harris as a single back, and they hand it off to him, and he is met very, very quickly for a 5-yard loss by Grayson Cutchlow.
Yeah, nice play in the backfield there by Cutchlow here. Cougars are now going to be 4th and 15, so they went backwards on those first 3 plays, and not a good start for the Cougars offensively, Brian.
No, not at all. And the big Bruin line, defensive line, were starting to penetrate pretty quickly, and, Grayson Cutchlow almost took that handoff from Gerdine Jr.
Now, the good thing here, we do have a weapon in the backfield here with Alan Mitchell back to punt here, and he has had some just rockets off of his foot here first 5 games of this season.
Absolutely. Nice punt, nice spiral going all the way back, lands at the 45, takes a Cougar bounce, and it keeps going all the way back down almost to the 25-yard line. It did make it to the 25. And the Cougars are going to be able to start in defensive territory for the Cougars. It's going to be a nice little battle here. We'll see what the Bruins come to life here and see what they do.
Well, the Bruins so far this season, Brian, have had some success in the air. They're going to be a spread team here, a lot of quick passes. So it's going to be up to the Cougars here. Not going to be able to get much pressure on that quarterback because he's going to be a lot of catch and throw from the shotgun. So going to have our receivers, or rather our defensive backs here, lock down these receivers for the Bruins, Brian.
The Bruins are lined up. They have 2 wide receivers to the far side. They have an empty backfield with the receiver in motion. Handoff. He's trying to do a sweep. We get through the line pretty well. Boy, nice little stick there for a yard loss.
Johnson, number 8.
Nice play by Harris to diagnose that play and step through that block by the left tackle there, get by him and make the play in the backfield. So just like the Cougars started out with a negative play, here's the Bruins on the first negative play of their first play as well, Brian.
Yeah, it's interesting that, we've had, 4 or 5 plays and no forward progress.
Yeah, right.
So number 8 we have as our running back, Johnson. He gets the handoff and he's going to the right side, finds a hole, and he's got some green, but boy, we come up pretty quickly to stop him as Michael Parr Jr. makes the tackle after the strong first down run by number 8 Johnson.
Yeah, you never want to have your free safety making those plays there 15 yards down the field. Now the Bruins are going to be hurry up. They're going to go no huddle, and we're going to see this all night.
Yeah, it's interesting as the no huddle is led by Sam Kaiser. He's a 6'6", 210-pound quarterback as a junior. With the empty backfield, he's looking to pass to the outside, and wisely he just throws the ball away.
Kaiser's pass, incomplete.
Doug Jaysean Richmond was actually in on the pressure play there, and there was nowhere for him to go. Wisely, once again, he just threw the ball away. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Bruins, and they are on their own 43-yard line.
Down, 10 yards to go for the Bruins.
Once again, no huddle for the Bruins. They have 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side, and it's a quarterback keeper. He looks to go to the 6 hole, and he gains a few yards. It's going to be 3rd down and about 7. Isaiah Rubio in on the tackle. I'm surprised, not surprised. We're going to hear Isaiah Rubio's name quite a bit tonight. He's a very good defensive lineman as a junior. Very good pedigree as well. We've talked about that on many occasions. His dad played in the NFL. His brother's playing at Notre Dame right now. And Doug, he has been doing really well this year, has Isaiah, as we have once again 1 running back, and that's number 1, Mr. Seaman. And we got a flag on the play. Looks like we may have some illegal motion.
Yeah, looks like we're going to back the Bruins back up here, and they're going to be about 3rd and 12 here.
We'll take 3rd down and 12 for the Bruins. If we have to stop them by getting penalties and having a couple of tackles in the backfield, we'll take it that way. But the Bruins, they have a pretty powerhouse, as you're looking at here, Doug. They line up without any type of backfield or without any type of huddle. And now they're coming to the line. They have 2 wide receivers far side, 3 to the near side with the empty backfield. And once again, Sam Kaiser gets the snap, and number 1 comes around to the outside, Mr. Seaman, and we had number 22 for the Cougars making a tackle, Jaysean Richmond, right at the line of scrimmage. Made 4 yards on the play. It's going to be 4th down and 9.
Boy, and after a rough offensive series for the Cougars to start this game, good job on defense after giving up that 15-yard play on 2nd and 11 on the Bruins' second play of the game here. Now we talked about these specialties here for the Bruins. We saw this punter here in pregame, and he just has a rocket of a foot, and we'll see if the Cougars can get some good blocking here and get a return set up.
Absolutely. Daniel Hull, boy, nice spiral going all the way back. Mishandled briefly by Michael Parr. He's got some speed getting to the outside and just gets contained. Couldn't quite make the corner. He ran about 50 yards to get 3.
Yeah, he did, but boy, it's a good job he was able to hold on to that football here to set the Cougars up now on the 20-yard line.
Doug, we have some nice sponsors to help us bring this coverage that we are here live from Columbia Rockbridge in Columbia, Missouri. Would you like to announce some of our sponsors?
Yeah, our gold level sponsor tonight, Signature Orthopedics. That's the one we do want to note now, where we'll talk through our silver, bronze, and our blue and our gray sponsors as our night goes on. But first of all, shout out to Signature Orthopedics for the support that they do give Lutheran High School here, taking care of our student athletes when we do need it.
Absolutely. Gerdine is in the shotgun. He's looking over the defense. He hands the ball off as a fake, throwing to the flats to the outside, and just overthrows Aiden Harris for no gain.
Boy, and you had Harris there open. It looks like Mikey kind of short-armed that one a little bit. He's probably going to want that one back when he watches it on film on tomorrow and early next week, getting ready for this next game. But nevertheless, I think that's a play the Cougars are going to go back to. They're getting Aiden Harris out into the flats because that play was open. He would have rumbled for quite a ways, Brian.
Yeah, Doug, it's interesting. We've talked about this the last few games that Gerdine comes out. He does short arm the ball early in the ball game, and then all of a sudden he starts getting loose and he lets the ball fly.
As he gets comfortable, like you said, Brian, he is a dangerous, electric quarterback.
Absolutely. Got Aiden Harris in the backfield along with Mitchell. Mitchell gets the handoff. He bounces to the outside and makes it to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and long in this nice little defensive battle that we have.
You know, both plays there, or both Cougars have now run the ball 4 times, Brian, for about a yard and a half. Minus that -5 yard we had on 3rd and 11 here earlier. So likewise, the Bruins have tried to run the ball several times, had that nice 15-yard play. Both defenses have been stepping up against this run, with actually neither team completing a pass either. So you got to think Cougars are going to go to the air here, especially after Gerdine had Aiden Harris open on the flat on that first down play.
Absolutely. Ben Bamer and Grayson Cutchlow were in on the tackle there, and here we go. 3rd down and long. Gerdine is in the backfield in the shotgun. He's moving his backs around, and it looks like we have a flag on the play as we had Jay-Sean Richmond lining up to the right side. We got delay of game.
Well, Brian, we have our first shout out of the day, if you want to read who that is.
It says, "Go Cougars," and Isaiah Rubio from Uncle Brian. Well, we like to call him B-Wee, but Uncle Brian.
Uncle Brian,
thanks for
our loyal,
giving us a nice little shout-out there.
Loyal abusers here. Reminder, folks, if you're watching at home tonight or wherever you are watching, give us a shout-out here at 314-497-3014.
And the throw to the wide open Harris to the flats. Nice little play, Doug. You said they're going to run that play again, and they certainly did. Looks like they're going to be close to just short of the first down, actually, as number 7 was in on that play, Jake Hawkins.
Now, it's interesting here. We're a yard short, but it looks like Coach Harris is going to elect to punt this ball here. You got to wonder. I wonder if Aiden Harris lost track of where he was on that field there, because it looked like he could have put his foot in the ground and kind of went ahead there for the first down yardage. But nice pitch and catch. Like we talked about earlier, those flats have been open so far on the first 2 passes that Gerdine has had. Cougars will come back to that play, Brian.
Yeah, they will. Stephen Gibson is back along with Derek Young to receive the punt. The snap is up. Got a good kick. Nice little punt as it goes all the way down. Lands once again, and boy, we're getting a Cougar bounce and a Cougar roll all the way down to the 12-yard line. Wow, that was nice.
That was a nice punt. Another nice punt. You know, both these punters, Bruins punter has had a punt so far, and likewise, Al Mitchell has had 2 punts, both for over 50 yards. Getting some good net yardage there.
Yeah, you betcha. How about some more sponsors, Doug?
Let's hear from our silver sponsors. Shout out from our silver sponsors here. Athletico Physical Therapy, A&W All-American Food, Car Shield, CertaPro Painters, and Melissa Jones of New American Lending. Thank you very much to those businesses for their support at the silver level of Lutheran High School. Brian, it's been an interesting game so far, a real defensive battle.
Yeah, and it surprises me when you have a Class 6 versus a Class 3 school. They have about quadruple the number of people. Nice little screen as they've got plenty of open room on this play, and they get all the way out to the 40-yard line. Boy, that was a nice little pitch and catch as Mark Hajusek made it all the way to the 40-yard line.
Well, a missed tackle like that. I had an opportunity to tackle him there for next to no gain, and he's able to rumble there about 25 yards downfield. Now the Bruins, again, we talked earlier, they're going to be go, go, go.
First down.
You know, the hurry-up offense will get you going quite a bit, and they try to get us to jump off sides. Not quite there, but here we go. We got an empty backfield as Kaiser is getting the play from the sidelines, and we have a player in motion, quarterback keeper up the left side, and boy, they blocked all to the right side, and he cut back to the left side and ended up getting about 4 or 5 yards as Aiden Harris was in on the tackle.
Yeah, way to step up in there and get a hit on him there. Nice job.
Once again, for those of you who want to give a shout out here on the live broadcast, it's at 314-497-3014. Again, 314-497-3014. Love to hear from you as the handoff goes to the outside. Number 4, Stephen Gibson finds a hole, and he makes the first down for about close to 12 to 15 yards, and Aiden Harris once again in on the tackle.
Yeah, boy, they're moving the ball here real well right now, Brian. 3 plays here, and they ripped off of almost 50 yards. So Cougars are going to have to sub in quick here, get some fresh bodies on that defensive line.
And number 4, once again, Steven Gibson to the outside. Big old hole. He cuts to the outside. He gets the edge. Looks like number 11 brought him down on the backside. Jackson Bethany gets it all the way down to the 16-yard line. I think they found something, Doug.
Yeah, boy, and they're going to keep running that play over and over again. If you're the Cougars here, you're going to have to put some more men in that box and force them to kind of bounce that outside. Earlier, Cougars have been a good job stretching those plays out, and these time they're blocked up real well for the Bruins. They're able to get that edge and get around that corner.
Yeah, it's interesting, Doug, as we do have an empty backfield, and now number 1 Seaman comes all the way as the single back, and Kaiser takes the snap. He fakes to the left side, rolls out to the right side, throws a bullet down to the 7-yard line, and looks like the ball bounced before it got into number 16's hands. Brady Davidson actually checked that, Jack Bauer.
Yeah, Cougars had some nice pressure on that play-action pass, so that's the first time that the Bruins had lined up in that what we call a pistol set here with the running back directly behind the quarterback. So obviously that'll be something that if they don't run the ball out of that formation, Cougars will be ready for that one next time when they line up in that formation.
Johnson is a back right now. The handoff actually goes to number 32. He finds big hole, goes up the middle, touchdown Bruins.
Boy, and I'll tell you what, they just walked right in on that one there. Nice run up the gut there. Defensive line just didn't get any pressure there and take up those blockers for those linebackers.
16-yard rumble by Cooper Myers, the 5'8", 190-pound running back. He's a junior out of Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah, out of Columbia, Missouri, right?
It's a big 80-yard drive. Boy, they put a very, very nice drive together, and they found a couple of holes in our defense. They took advantage of it, and they marched right on down the field. That's something that we're going to have to take advantage of, or at least try and fix as we go forward in this ball game. Extra point is good.
Well, what the Cougars need here, Brian, is we need a drive. We talked about this earlier, kind of getting 20 points against St. Mary's here a couple weeks ago. Granted, a couple of those scores were on special teams. Cougars really haven't done much offensively here in about 9 quarters. Since 3 weeks ago when we had that game against St. Dominic and just kind of owned St. Dominic and won that game 45-3. So since then, the Cougars have only scored 20 points in 9 quarters, and that is just an uncharacteristic of a Coach Arlen Harris offensive team.
Yeah, absolutely. You have head coach in Arlen Harris, the assistant coaches. You have Kellen Ash, Melvin Bethany. You have Michael Gerdine. You have LeGrant, Mays, McLean, Mays, Troop. Who am I missing?
I think you got him there.
All right, we'll take it. And as the Bruins line up to kick this ball off, we have, looks like number 6 all the way back for the Cougars.
I'll be interested if the Cougars aren't going to start here on the 20-yard line, because as you know, here in high school football in Missouri, that ball crosses that imaginary plane in the end zone. It's going back out to the 20-yard line.
Yeah. We have Michael Parr Jr. and Caleb Mays back, and wow, what a kick. That ball's going all the way in, about 6 yards deep into the end zone. I'd be surprised if that young man doesn't have a scholarship at the next level.
He's going to have an opportunity to play football if he wants to, for sure. I know. Again, we are used to Class 3-4 competition, but boy, even in Class 6, you're not seeing a lot of kickers who can consistently, just with ease, put that ball 6 to 8 yards into the end zone, Brian.
You are correct, sir.
Another shout-out here as we go back on offense from Caleb Guns. Loves the new graphics from our Director of Sports Technology, Brent Gossett. He is always doing some improvement stuff here, always impressing us here. We are just the voices. We are just the talent, whereas the real talent is Brent Gossett, our Director of Sports Technology, helping us bring the game here tonight.
He is the man as we go with an empty back, and Mitchell is in motion, and Gerdine looks to throw to the flats and gets the receiver to the outside as number 23, Caleb Mays, hauls that in. Gets 2 yards. It's going to be second down and 8.
Coach Harris is going to want that one back there. That outside receiver there did not get a good block. Otherwise, you spring that. Caleb Mays able to take the ball all the way to the house anywhere on this field. He is such an electric athlete. So Cougars will come back to that wide screen, Brian, several times. But again, good start. keep ahead of the chains here for 2nd and 7.
Absolutely. Fitzinger was in on that tackle as Gerdine is in the shotgun. We have a couple of receivers once again to the far side, single back. Mitchell gets the handoff. He goes to the left side, cuts it back, and he makes it all the way out to, it looks like, about the 27-yard line. With a 5-yard pickup, it's going to be 3rd and short.
Here's a play coming up here, Brian. The Cougars need this first down. This is the 3rd possession of the game here and have not attained a first down yet. Cougars got to manage here to get 4 yards, keep this drive going, and let's matriculate the ball down the field.
3 yards to go.
I think we're all looking for that potential Michael Parr slant here, but he's lined up in that bunch. We'll see what Coach Harris has in store for the Bruins.
Nice pitch to the outside. Aiden Harris gets it. He's looking to try and cut up field. Nowhere to go. Boy, they stuffed him. It's going to be 4th down and 3 to go, just short of the 30-yard line.
I'll see. It looks like Coach Harris is going to put the punt team in here, and I'm surprised he's not going for this right now. You know, after the way the Bruins move the ball down the field with such ease, 5 plays and 85 yards, I'm surprised we're not going for this, Brian. Coach Harris is known to be a gambling man on the football field here.
So the Bruins, 96, Aiden Dubert was in on that last tackle. You have Mitchell back to punt the ball, and we have number 4, Stephen Gibson, deep at the 40-yard line for the Bruins.
Bruins are coming after this punt.
Nice punt once again by Mitchell, goes to the 36-yard line, fair catch, and the Bruins are going to take over at their own 37-yard line. How about some sponsors, Doug?
Let's hear from our bronze-level sponsors here, Brian. AMP, AMP Restoration, Anjon Manufacturing, the Kyle Hannigan Real Estate Group, Ben-Hur Construction, SCS Telecom Supply, Brannicky Hardware, Pallardy Electric, Midas Hospitality, Impression Apparel, and Claims Adjusters. Thanks for your support.
Stephen Gibson, lone back. He gets the handoff, fake handoff. Keeper, boy, we collapsed on that really well. Nice team sack.
Yeah, and the Cougars are going to need to come up with some of those plays here defensively. You know, I'm kind of surprised they went with a play action there after being so successful on the run there. So they're now behind the chains here. We're going to have 2nd and about 15, so good defensive play from the Cougars.
Absolutely. Jay-Sean Richmond and number 75, Dawson Talent, in on that sack for a loss of 5. It's going to be 2nd and 15 for the Bruins. Once again, no huddle offense, and here comes the snap. And we got a pass once again, a little screen. Number 4 gets it. Gibson once again. He goes to the outside, cuts it back a bit. He's got Green. He's going to go all the way to the house. Touchdown, Stephen Gibson.
Well, Cougars make a great play there defensively and then come back with a not great play defensively. And boy, he's just able to rumble there 67 yards. And you know, it's not like a good play. Kudos to the Bruins there, but it's not like that running back's going to catch that ball and run a 4.5 40 there, Brian. That's a play the Cougars got to stop.
About the 3rd or 4th time they've run something similar to that. Very nice play, no doubt, as Scardini is in for the extra point attempt, and the ball's up, and it is good. With 2:14 left in the first quarter, it is 14-0. The home team Bruins leading the visiting Cougars. Doug, what do you think? We have any more shout-outs to recognize?
No, we have another shout-out here. Nathan, number 85 for the Cougars, could not be there tonight. He is watching from home. Thank you, Nathan, for watching from home today, enjoying that day off school. Had Future Freshman Day today at Lutheran High, Brian, so we welcomed 170 potential freshmen to Lutheran High today to kind of see what it was like to have a day in the life of a Cougar. So it was great to have those young men and women here, as well as many of their parents, join us and learn more about Lutheran High.
So, Doug, teach us a little bit about Lutheran High. Where do 170 children, kids, future freshmen, where do they come from in the St. Louis area?
Boy, they're coming from St. Louis, from Lincoln County, Jefferson County, St. Charles County, St. Louis County, St. Louis City, all over the place. So we have a school that's being known, and kids want to come to get a good Christian education out here in St. Charles County.
Boy, I love the Christian education as Michael Parr Jr. is back and Caleb Mays is back once again for the Cougars. And we're going to have number 6 kicking off, Scardini. Once again, he's More than likely going to put it about, I'm going to call 4 yards deep this time into the end zone.
4 yards, let's see here. It's going to go out of bounds maybe. Nope, just skittled inside there.
Just skittled in. I'll call it 2 yards into the end zone. We'll take that. Speaking of Skittles, what's your favorite color and kind of Skittle?
Yeah, I'm going to go with red.
Red.
Absolutely.
I used to be red, and I used to mix and match. But now I just mix and match because I really, really like them.
Right?
Yeah, I'm just
Absolutely.
saying.
Well, Brian, Cougars got to do something with the ball here. Getting put together a good couple of plays here to put themselves in just 4th and short. Looks like the Cougars are going to go to the air here with no running back there, Brian.
No running back as Gerdine is taking the snap, throws it to the outside. Woo, dangerous play. It almost picked off.
Yeah, boy, that was one there. Michael just went out there and turned around at 5-6 yards, and I think Mikey was just trying to find the laces there. And that's one of those ones we'll go back to because I'll tell you what, you put the ball in Michael Parr's hands on the outside like that, he makes one dip to the inside and it goes boop back out to the outside. He's going to go to the house with that. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's a play the Cougars will come back to as well.
Cullen Snow was in on a defensive play. He made a diving stop on that. Looks like he might have gotten his fingertips on that one and deflected the pass as Aiden Harris is the lone back in the backfield. Gardine's got trips to the near side, single receiver to the far side. The ball's handed off to Aiden Harris. He continues to move those legs, and he gains 3 yards as it's going to be 3rd down and 7 for the Cougars.
Well, and that was a good play there. And that was one, again, the Cougars have now run the ball probably, by my count here, 7 times and have gained about 7 yards, and that was half the yards right there. So between that run right there and the Mitchell run here a couple plays ago, Cougars need more plays like that. This is a play we got to have. We said it last series. Cougars failed, had to punt, and 2 plays later, the Bruins now lead this game 14-0. We got to move the ball here.
Gardine's passing. He's a quarterback keeper, goes up the middle and gets hit by all the safeties, but boy, you got a first down. Nice job. He put his head down as number 2, August Fitzinger, comes in and makes the tackle.
That is a play we needed right there. You know what I love about that play? Michael Gerdine there, 150 pounds of him, says, I'm going to put my head down. I'm going to get this first down for you, Cougars. If I'm a Cougar right now and I'm playing here for Mikey Gerdine at quarterback, I'm following this kid. That young man put his head down in there, had 4 people converge around him, got the first down. Great play by Michael Gerdine.
Absolutely. The 5'7" sophomore is leading this team. And when you start a young kid in quarterback, you're going to have some highs, you're going to have some lows. But boy, over the course of time, he's going to have plenty of highs. Mitchell gets the ball, bounces to the inside, gets all clammed up, bounces back to the outside, loses about 2 yards. It's going to be 2nd and long.
Yeah, Mitchell looked like he was looking for some open run there. I love the patience he was running with there and just could not quite find any open holes there behind that big offensive line of the Cougars. I think what we're seeing so far right now in this game is this clock's ticking down near the end of the first quarter here. You're seeing a defensive line that's only playing defensive line here for the Bruins, whereas the Cougars' offensive line is also playing D-line. You're going both ways, so you're bound to get tired. We're going to need some of our athletes to make some plays here if we're going to want to stay in this football game.
Absolutely. Gardine's looking to pass. He's looking to the left side, far side, just overthrows the intended receiver, Michael Parr Jr., broken up nicely by August Fitzinger, and it's going to be 3rd down and long once again.
If you look here, too, now you see on a 3rd down play, it looks like the Bruins are going to bring in 4 fresh new bodies here to rush this quarterback, to rush Michael Gerdine. We're going to need a good pass pro here by the offensive line, give Mikey Gerdine some time to find those athletes out in space here for the Cougars.
Absolutely. Looks like they ended up bringing in a defensive line that might be a little bit faster than what was in there before.
Yep.
So they're going to try and get to the quarterback and rush him as Gerdine once again has an empty backfield. This is going to be interesting, Doug. The snap is on its way. He looks to the left, looks to the right. He's going long. He has a receiver open, and he just overthrows Michael Parr Jr. by about 2 yards. It's going to be 4th down. Looks like they are going to bring the punting team out. Let's see what happens.
Well, absolutely. Looks like Michael Parr had a step right there, and I think Cougars will go back to that one here later as we push the game goes along here, Brian. Going to need some quick strikes like that to get back in this football game now as we trail this game 14-0, punting the ball back to the Bruins here. Cougars had a great defensive stand on the first series here from the Bruins. We need some more of that here on this next stand as we're going to get started with the second quarter soon.
Yeah, we have Steven Gibson as well as Derek Young back, and Mitchell is lined up to punt. They're rushing him hard. It's going to be close. Oh, almost blocked. He got the ball off, and it's going about, nice Cougar bounce all the way down to the 41-yard line. They came hard on that one. They almost got it, Doug.
They did. You saw the gunner here out on the left side kind of signaled to him that he was coming. They almost got to him there.
Doug, do we have some more silver or bronze sponsors here?
Let's hear from some of our family sponsors here. Ricky and Lynn Bertel, Mike and Kelly Van Pamel, Jeff and Amber Kessler, Tim and Heather Mesa, Greg and Nicole Wood, Matt and Sarah Savilli, Art and Nyla Sanderson, Keith and Amy Zumbell, Doug and Julia Ayers, Brian and Cindy Sitarski, Sean and Jennifer Nevins, Michael and Lori Albert, Tom and Nancy Spar, Chris and Jill Gerstner, Mike and Kathy Versman, Dr. Dick and Marcia Craven, Karen Milster, Rod and Charlene Salyers, Dave and Kathy Chapin, David and Michelle Reed, Scott and Holly Rodman, Dustin and Lacey Flassig, Rich and Barb Keel, Jared and Lisa Connor, Dr. Craig and Tammy Ernstmeyer, Andy and Lynette Caleros, Glenn and Kim Griskoviak, Matt and Tiffany Feldhake, Mike and Katrina Kearns, Mac and Sandy Talent, Nick and Rachel Wiegand, Mike and Melissa Ruse, and Randy and Heather Roshek. We appreciate your support. Thank you so much for supporting Lutheran High School.
And here we go at the start of the second quarter. It's 14-0 the Bruins, as we have for the Bruins stacked up number 8 in the backfield, Mr. Johnson. And here comes the snap. Actually, they call it off. Look to call an audible. Everybody looks at the wristband now these days. And quarterback goes back at an open receiver down the right-hand side, just overthrows the intended receiver. Looks like number 1 was Mr. Seaman, and he just got overthrown just a little bit.
Yeah, Caleb Mays had good coverage right there, and I don't think that play was going to be completed here. Looks like Caleb right from the start was expecting that hitch there, and he was able to get on his giddy up there and catch back up and make a nice play defensively.
Yeah, Sam Kaiser, the quarterback, 6'6", 210 quarterback, has a cannon for an arm, and he was showing it there. Nice little pass to the outside into the flats as Landon Block ends up making about a 7-yard completion.
Yeah, boy, that was just a nice, quick, easy pitch and catch there, and that was an interesting play. So they just tested Caleb Mays there out on the edge and made him run 50 yards, came back and said, hey, we're just going to throw a little hitch right to you, see what you can do.
So it's 3rd down and 3, and looks like once again we have a receiver in motion. He's coming up to the line. He gets set. Snap is up. And here we go. Number 8 takes the handoff right up the middle as Johnson gets close to the first down. Depending on where they spot it, looks like it might be.
I think they're going to be just short. They're going to be, they're giving him a first down. It looked like a little short from right here. I'm surprised they didn't measure on that one, Brian.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that was a little generous, but here we go. The Bruins once again lined up. They get a first down on that last play. Hand off to number 12 right up the middle, Landon Block. And we had number 77 in on a tackle, Errol Payton.
Yeah. Looked like a little flag down there on the field, but it looks like that's actually a towel. So nice play there by the D-line of the Cougars.
You do realize the Bruins, they have yellow jerseys, and I'm certain they have some yellow towels around, and there we go. Every now and then a towel does hit the turf as they play.
Yeah. Nice patience here from the Bruins here as they line up here for their play on 2nd and 7.
And Kaiser is checking off on some of the defensive alignment. He hands the ball off up the middle. Nowhere to go as number 32, Cooper Myers, just gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Boy, love that play there from Dawson Talon. He basically bench pressed that left guard there, pushed him back into the running back, and just did not let him go anywhere. Great play by Dawson Talon, future college football player here for the Cougars. Made a nice play in the defensive backfield.
So it's 3rd and 8 for the Brewers. Kaiser with the single back in the backfield, looking to pass to the outside, rolling to the near side, and he lets the ball go across, and wow, wide open. It's a foot race right now. You have number 1 cutting back, and he's taking some tacklers with him as he gets all the way down to the 20-yard line. Drevin Seaman, nice pitch and catch.
Boy, I thought we had him really bottled up there, Brian. He just kind of kept his eyes downfield. Did not want to put his foot in the ground and cut up field there. Did a nice play. Yeah, he did just stay in that pocket and just take that hit.
So
Nice.
it's 1st and 10 right now from the 21-yard line. Kaiser gets the snap. He's looking. He's going to get
Fumble.
sacked. Ball down. He was able to maintain possession of that as he gets sacked by number 22. There we go, Jay-Sean Richmond. How about a shout-out, Doug?
Shout out here. The Palmer family is cheering from home and excited for their freshman girls volleyball tomorrow at Warrenton High School. Hashtag pause up. Absolutely got a big day of sports tomorrow for Lutheran High after this Friday night football game. We'll get back to what we kind of have here after this next play because the Bruins like to go warp speed, but we'll talk a little bit about what our cross-country, softball team, volleyball team, and swimming team have in store for tomorrow.
Kaiser looking to throw to the outside. He finds the intended receiver. He gets about 7 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4 right now as number 8, Johnson, was in on the reception.
Boy, I like how he just stands in that pocket there, surveys that field, and is not worried about the rush. Cougars have got to him here 3 times, 3 sacks on the night, but he keeps his eyes downfield, and when he's able to do that, third and 10 becomes a 3rd and 5 after finding that nice little outside route there to the left wide receiver.
I agree. When you're 6'6", you have a tendency to be able to see over the line.
Yeah, right?
And he's doing exactly that as he takes the snap and gets it to number 8 right up the middle. Looks like he made the first down. Johnson did as he hit the 1 hole.
Yeah, he just came right up in there. Nice tackle there, Brian, by number 2.
Cyril Holloway.
Cyril Holloway, he just kind of shot on in there, made a nice play.
First down.
Jermani Brown was in on that tackle as well as Kaiser's taking the snap. Looks to roll out to the right-hand side. Nice little pitch and catch to the outside.
He fumbled.
Looks.
That's going to be a touchback.
Touchback.
That's a touchback. Cougars are going to have the ball on the 20-yard line coming out.
Well,
what a great play.
Absolutely reminiscent.
What a great play.
Of Mizzou.
Yeah.
Losing the ball in overtime at the goal line. He almost went in and lost the football, and sure enough, it was going around and round and ended up getting kicked out of bounds.
You know, I don't think you can say that too loud here about Mizzou losing that football game in front of this Columbia crowd here, especially right now, and you get a lot of boos down here from this crowd, but that was the right call. We are literally about 12 stories up here in this Taj Mahal press box and definitely fumbled on the 1-yard line, just like that poor kid from Mizzou, to cause a game that they just Mizzou'd it, is what I heard. Is that the right term? They Mizzou it?
Man, that hurts.
It does, but ouch, yep.
I do have to say, we drove as we were coming down Providence Road here in Columbia, Missouri, went past the football stadium, and sure enough, down at the bottom of the hill of Providence, you look off to the right-hand side, and guess what you see? A parking lot, of course. But you see a lot of RVs there. I tell you what, Georgia's in town, #1 team in college football, and as Doug said, those Bulldogs travel well.
Yeah, they're good.
Nice little handoff. Nothing there. Wow. Michael Parr did not have any room whatsoever on that pitch and catch as we had a loss of 4. It's going to be 2nd and 14.
Well, you know, and let's hope here. Cougars made a great play to force that fumble here. He looked like he was going to have a walk-in touchdown. That kid just held that ball out there, just like the kid from Mizzou last weekend here, fumbled the ball on the 1-yard line. Now, Cougars need to do something with this. We've now said that now their last 3 possessions and haven't done much offensively. We got to get a spark here, whether it's a deep pass or even just a quick 7-yard out that's going to turn into a 40-yard play. Or Cougars have the ability to do that with the athletes we have on the outside.
Agreed, Doug, and we have athletes on the near side and the far side on this football play. Gardine's looking to go to the outside and just underthrows out of bounds. It's going to be 3rd and long. The intended receiver was Mr. Mays, and you know, you get it into Mays' hands or you get it into Michael Parr's hands or any of our speedy receivers, and I tell you what, they could take it to the house very quickly if they just miss 1 or 2 blocks on the Bruin defensive side.
Very dangerous, very dangerous. Another shout out here before this 3rd down play. Go Cougars from Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Craig Mack, Jalen's dad, is watching down there in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Thanks for tuning in there, Mr. Mack.
We have Harris as a lone back, Mitchell in motion, and you have Aiden, or actually the throw was a little bit low as Gardine threw the ball kind kind of at his knees, if you will. Mitchell couldn't handle it, and it's going to be 4th down. Looks like we're bringing the punt team out, Doug.
Yeah, boy, I tell you what, Cougars again just did nothing with the ball offensively. Coach Harris and the offensive staff got to go back to the drawing board here. We got to get something that can move the ball against this Rockbridge defense. And, you know, if you look at these scores that Rockbridge has had, other teams are putting up points on them. They're not shutting teams out. They're a good, solid football team. Yeah, they're 4-1, but they're not a defensive juggernaut like we've played the last couple of weeks in Cardinal Ritter and St. Mary's.
So we have number 4, Gibson, back, as well as Derek Young once again as the punt comes from the 5-yard line. It looked like it might have been tipped just a little bit as the ball goes out of bounds at about the 30. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 30-yard line. That is very generous, as the Bruins are going to have great field position. Will be 1st and 10.
Well, we're going to have to shore up that protection there on the punt team there, because they've gotten close the last 2 punts. Brian, we were talking earlier here about what we have going on Saturday. Tomorrow here, our boys swim team will be at the Fort Zumwalt North Invitational here at the Recplex, right next door to Lutheran High. Also, too, referenced earlier, our girls freshman volleyball team will be out at Warrenton for the volleyball invitational. Our cross-country team is going to be running at Parkway West in the Dale Shepherd Invitational. So best of luck to the cross-country team. And also a special day tomorrow for our softball team is going to be celebrating Senior Day against Parkway North at home. So best of luck to the young ladies of the softball team tomorrow, celebrating their senior night here as we clock ticks over to the first day of October.
That's pretty crazy as Jack Bowers is a single back. Kaiser takes the snap. It looks like he's going as a screen to the outside. This time we sniffed it out. Jack Bauer gets about 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 6 as Aiden Harris is in on the tackle.
Well, Aiden Harris made a nice play, a nice shoestring effort right there on the defensive end here to not give him too much yardage there on that screen play. Keelan LeGrant came just flying off that edge, got a ton of speed at that left defensive end on the offense's right side. So that's one that Keelan's going to need to make a play here in the backfield. He can. He has the ability to do that. Need to give him play. Here he comes around the edge.
Kaiser's going up top. He has an open receiver, almost a one-handed grab. Boy, that would have been very nice, as Hajicek was the intended receiver. That would have been sweet with a one-handed catch.
Yeah, boy, he really did. He just stuck that big paw out right on out there, that big tight end, and he almost hauled that in, Brian. That would have been a great catch for the Bruin tight end.
You know, everybody starts comparing it to OBJ, right?
Yeah, right. Any one-handed catch.
Yeah.
That is the mark that will live right there. It's always the OBJ catch. There's been a lot of other kids. Michael Parr had one here against St. Dominic 3 weeks ago. One-hand stick of that paw up there and pull down that touchdown pass from Gerdine on that big 45-3 shellacking of the Crusaders.
Stephen Gibson's alone back. He gets the handoff going to the outside and just gets leveled. Wow.
Boy.
I think Jamar Cross and Aiden Harris just, they lowered the boom on him.
Jamar and Aiden there just boom. That's the biggest pop we've seen all night right there by either side. On that play right there when they ran that ball, basically what the Bruins are saying is, hey, we're not obviously punting here. We're in plus territory. We're not going to go for a field goal. We got 2 downs to get 8 yards. So now they popped them back at 4th and 10. Cougars need this play here.
Absolutely. What I loved about that play was that Jamar came from the opposite side of the field and was still able to lower that stick. And Kaiser takes the snap. He's looking. He's going to keep it. And he's got plenty of room to get to the outside. And, boy, he lowered his shoulder. He's going to be very close to the first down.
Yeah, looks like I think Scott's right. I think he did just get that first down. Can't really tell here. They're giving it to him. Just barely got that.
Boy, I like that. He's a tough kid. He just lowered his shoulder on that. He had 3 of our defenders right there who lowered the boom, but he was able to lean forward and get a few extra inches, which gave them the first down. Great 4th down and 10 play by Kaiser. And we have a handoff to the left side as cut back all the way back up to the middle, gains about 7 yards. Draven Seaman, as he's been having his number called quite a bit, and it's going to be 2nd down and about 4 yards to go.
Yeah, we talked about the patience that Alan Mitchell runs with, and the kid from Rockbridge there does the same type of thing. He's able just kind of wait till he picks his spot, put that foot in the ground, and again, not a burner, not going to be as fast as an Alan Mitchell is, but he's got some good vision there to find that open hole.
And Kaiser throws a screen to the outside with a missed tackle, and it looks like Seaman once again. He makes a nice little play, gets close down to the first down. He's going to be short, but Aiden Harris in on the tackle.
Aiden Harris always there cleaning up the mess, no matter what. He is all over the field making plays.
Third down, 2 yards to go.
3rd and 2 to go. Single back. Kaiser has the play that he wants. We got double receivers to the near side, handoff up the middle, and it looks like we had number 1 once again, Drevin Seaman, up the middle.
Did he get that? They're going to give it to him. It's real close. Real close here.
All right, check that. Stephen Gibson in on the play.
Our
nice spotter, Bob Burnham, with the call. Well done, Mr. Bob.
Oh, he's got those binoculars there. We're just going this from our regular eyesight here, 12 stories up in this Taj Mahal press box.
Yeah, I have perfect corrected vision with these glasses on, and even then I have a hard time reading. As Kaiser takes the snap, he's looking to the right for the pitch and catch. Whoa, tried another OBJ. Not quite there. You know what? You need to put 2 hands up there, Doug.
Yeah, boy, he puts a second hand up there. He's catching that touchdown pass. So kind of curious why, is he wanting to get on SportsCenter or what?
That's exactly right. That's what I say on that one. As Hajicek went up, tried to do a one-handed grab unsuccessfully. It's 2nd down right at the 10-yard line. They have a running back coming to the backfield. He's going to go out to the flats. Nice little screen, and Gibson gets the ball for about 3 or 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd down with no sticks up at the end zone, so they got to get in to do anything tonight.
Tell you what, Brian, Cougars have done a much better job here in this second quarter defensively. Obviously they haven't scored yet, but again, the Cougars offense hasn't done a darn thing all game. So we're going to have to move the ball offensively here. But the defense has really stiffened up here this quarter, made some nice plays. They've been a lot of time with their backs against this end zone here for these Bruins.
Absolutely. 3rd and goal to goal from the 8-yard line as Kaiser gets the snap.
Nope.
Doing the fade to the outside. Nice defensive play. Holy cow, that was awesome as Caleb Mays got his paw up there and knocked the ball away.
Tremendous play there. As soon as he threw it, I don't know if you heard me, I said nope, because there's just no way Caleb Mays giving up that kind of touchdown. He's just such a good athlete on the outside. Looks like the Bruins here are bringing on their field goal unit here, Brian. They'll try to tack on to this 14-0 lead, assuming they do put the ball through the uprights.
Looks like Joey Scardina is going to be the kicker. They're going to have set up at the, 16-yard line right now. So a 26-yard kick for the young man. Interesting that he kept looking at the sidelines on what are we going to do. Wow, they're trying to fake.
Touchdown. Cougars are going to score here.
Here we go. Ooh. Well, Dawson Talon looked like he tried to get an interception and take it back, but
it looked like it was a pick.
it looked like it was a pick, but I think the ball skipped, and they have a flag on the play. They called it dead, and I feel sorry for that defensive back or whatever he may have been.
That was a kicker.
Dawson Talon laid on him.
Kicker tried to tackle Dawson Talon there, and Dawson just said, "Get out of my way" with that big paw there. He just would have kept rumbling.
So you have a 5'9", 166-pound kicker trying to bring down a 6'2", rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, 266-pound Dawson Talent. And we had intentional grounding. It's going to be 5-yard penalty. Lutheran St. Charles, we're going to take over. It's going to be 1st and 10.
Brian, I have been real impressed with the communication from this officiating crew. And I know our last couple crews we've had here for our Cougar games have been, I'll just be honest, they've been horrible. As in their communication. I'm not talking about their calls, but their communication. These guys here out in Columbia, we might need to start hiring some Columbia officials and bring them out to our place. They're doing a nice job. Again, it just goes down. Again, I'm not making bad calls by the officials. I'm not judging that at all. It's just the communication, and their mechanics are great.
Absolutely. They have 5 of the boys in black and white as Mitchell gets the ball going to the right-hand side. Doesn't get anywhere. Maybe got a half, maybe a yard.
Yeah, again, we're going to stick to that running game because, again, you got 2 guys in the backfield there who can take it the distance here in Alan Mitchell or Aiden Harris. So Cougars are going to rely on this ground game to move the football here, and so far it's not been good. And this is reminiscent, Brian, of that first game of the season here when we went out to Colorado. Cougars couldn't do much offensively in the first half, and in the second half we just came alive and wound up winning that football game here going away. So hope that Coach Harris has something up his sleeve here for the offensive unit.
With 3:22 left in the first, or actually in the half, Harris gets the handoff, goes up the middle. It's 14-0 Bruins with 3:13 left before halftime. He gets 2 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 8. And you know that football game in Parker, Colorado, what really spurred us on in the first half was that pick.
Yep. Yeah, and that was just a rough play there. We had a lot of ball handling there. He got hit about 7 yards in the backfield. Aiden Harris did. Still gets a few yards positive there, so great play by Aiden not to have it be 3rd and 15 here, but be 3rd and 7. Cougars need to put the ball in the here. I'm feeling a slant to Michael Parr.
There you go. Gerdine gets the ball. He's rolling out to the right-hand side, throws it to the middle to Michael Parr Jr. and defend it well for an incomplete pass. It's going to be 4th down. Looks like the punt team's coming out.
Yeah, couldn't quite see that from up here in the press box, way up here, but that looked like that was a pretty good pass from from Michael Gerdine to Michael Parr, and the defender just made a tremendous play on the ball, closed in on it quickly to swat that out of Michael Parr's hands.
Yeah, that's interesting as the play was trying to develop to the outside. At first, I didn't know if that was Michael Parr Jr. or if that was Mr. Collins or not, but it was actually Michael Parr Jr.
Yeah.
Mitchell takes the snap. Nice punt this time. Little line drive all the way down to the 47-yard line, 48-yard line. And we had a nice little that's where the Bruins are going to start, 1st and 10.
Cougars got to hold them out of the end zone here, Brian, as we change possessions.
Absolutely. We got some more sponsors, buddy.
Let's hear some of our more family sponsors here. David and Shannon Briner, Crystal and Stephen Mullen, Greg and Lori Lorenz, Tom and Jen Cuneo, Matt and Lisa Kuzman, Brad and Amanda Phillips, Keith and Shireen Yoon, Jeremy and Sherry Schneider, Ernie and Susan Pither, Shane and Terry Shadrack, Dale and Lorraine Raum, Andrea and John Palmer, Susan and Ken Trimble, Nicole and Sean Costello, Kevin and Samantha Guile, Jennifer and Floyd Bell, Scott and Angela Huster. Check that, Scott and Angela Hester, Brian and Amy Fuhrer, Andy and Ellen Barnett, Brady and Megan Cowden, Scott and Christy Cooper, and Carl and Lisa Bulla here.
Johnson in on the 3-yard carry. They have this nice hurry-up offense. Looks to me like they're trying to do a 2-minute drill to score one more time for halftime here, Doug.
Yeah, boy, the Cougars have got to hold him out of the end zone here after making that great play defensively on that 4th down failed opportunity.
Kaiser fakes to the short side, has a long, deep ball, just overthrown as we had number 11, Jackson Bethany, going step for step with the intended receiver.
He did a nice job right there, not biting on that pump and go. So good defensive effort there. You know, Coach Bethany has these defenders ready to play. You know, they came out and kind of gave up those 2 early touchdowns, and again, they've been playing very, very well throughout this second quarter here. Bruins have not been able to do much, getting down 2 times into the red zone, coming away with 0 points, Brian.
Yeah, Hajasek was the intended receiver. We got the handoff going to the right side. Wow, nice. Aiden Harris came up and just made a quick tackle. It's going to be 4th and long for the Bruins.
You had 3 or 4 guys trying to block Aiden Harris there, and he just put him one in each hand, rode him out, and made that play in the backfield. What a great play by Aiden Harris. And, you know, it seems like we've said that about 400 times the last 3 years. What a great play by Aiden Harris, but you know what? He continues to.
You know, it's interesting, Doug, you're talking about Aiden Harris. He has a brother that plays for Stanford, and they have a big game coming up tomorrow, do they not?
You know, they do. The Stanford Cardinal is headed up to the University of Oregon out in Autzen Stadium in beautiful Eugene, Oregon, to play the Oregon Ducks. And every time, I think it's a thing. You know, every time I say go Ducks, there's certain people who are donating money to Lutheran High. So go Ducks, go Ducks, go Ducks, go Ducks, go Ducks.
That's right, and it's for the kids, right?
It is, absolutely. You know, I talked a little bit with A.J. Harris here right when he was home, right before he reported to camp there, and I said, you know, when you guys play the Ducks, A.J., I hope you score 37 touchdowns by yourself. I just hope the Ducks score 38.
You knew there was going to be an exclamation point on that one.
Absolutely.
So here we are with 1:27 left before halftime. It's 14-0. The Bruins are leading this game. I tell you, they put on a great show here with the band, with the cheerleaders, with the dance squad. They bring many fans out, and it's impressive.
This is interesting. Here we go. Quick kick. So he is going to quick kick and just pooch it up there.
And that hit a defensive player right there. That may be a live ball. They haven't called it, but
hadn't crossed the line of scrimmage yet.
There you go. And the ball's going to go all the way down to the 17, 18-yard line. That's where the Cougars are going to take over.
Well, it's interesting there. I'm wondering, as our cameraman Scott Burke was saying earlier, why weren't we taking a timeout there on that as that clock was ticking down there? So we lost about 12 seconds there before we did pull that timeout. Cougars now 10 seconds. I stand corrected. 10 seconds, thank you. But now the Cougars have 1:17, so they're going to have 87 seconds. Check that, 77 seconds here to move the ball down the field, see if we can put one in the end zone or get into scoring range.
So, Doug, here we go. It's 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. Cougars are starting out, got a lone back. Gerdine takes the snap. He's looking to the outside. Screen. Harris gets the ball. He finds a seam. He's going to the outside, picks up about 4 or 5 yards before he's met by a host of Bruins.
Now you got to take a timeout right here. Okay, it looks like we're going to hustle up here. Clock's ticking away. I think we have 2 timeouts, correct?
So here we go. 2nd and long. We have trips to the near side. Single receiver to the far side. Pitch and catch was just incomplete as it was going to Mitchell and went off his hands. And that's going to stop the clock with 45.1 seconds. It's going to be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah. So, boy, that was an interesting play there because if Allen would have caught that ball, probably could have maybe gotten a 1st down, but that clock's going to continue to move here. Cougars want to get some points on this drive, obviously on 3rd down here. Got to get about 7 yards here to get this 1st down. Stop that clock momentarily before the chains get set. Keep moving the ball down the field here. Otherwise, we're going to have to punt and give the ball back to the Bruins here, and they might want to do something with it, Brian.
Cougars, 3rd down,
well, you're right there.
6 yards to go.
3rd and 6 as the Cougars line up. Looks like we're going to have potential. Well, we got a timeout going on right here.
And you can see look at Coach Harris is very frustrated, and I would echo Coach Harris there. He's been under the weather this week and hasn't had a full complement of we've had some players also who've been under the weather as well. And he's a little frustrated there, and he's showing that. We got kids lining up in the wrong spot, and that's not a good thing when you're down 14-0 here and getting near halftime. You got to have kids lining up in the right spot. So his frustration shows, and I'd echo that, not to mention the fact the Cougars have done next to nothing with the ball this game and the last almost 10 quarters now, Brian, since that St. Dominic game.
I tell you, they went down and played a very tough Cardinal Ritter team last week and didn't do a whole lot on offense that game either. And here we are 2 quarters in, no offense to boot as far as any type of scoring is concerned. But, hey, they're still in this game by far.
It's a great football game. I think once that defense settled in and kind of realized what the Bruins were going to be doing there on that no-huddle, go offense. Again, we played Parker Lutheran was much like that as well. Big play for the Cougars here.
So we have Harris as our back, and looks like Michael Parr Jr. is in motion. Gerdine's going deep to the outside, gets hit as soon as he lets the ball go, and that deflection almost, it certainly disrupted the passing play.
Yeah, I think he had an open receiver out there on the outside and, just didn't quite get enough time from the offensive line there to make that throw. So, again, Cougars continue to struggle on the offensive end, but again, the defense has been playing very, very well in the latter part of the second half. Punting the ball away here, Bruins are going to have about 30 seconds, and I believe all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, you would be correct on that. You have Young back, and you also had Gibson back. We need to work on getting this ball off quickly as they come hard. Nice effort on the Bruins' behalf, and the punt goes up, and it gets all the way to the 50-yard line.
Let the clock run. Don't touch it, guys.
And ball is dead now at the 47-yard line. That's where the Bruins are going to take over with 28.4 seconds left before halftime. Doug, if I were the Bruins, I think I'd take some shots.
I'm taking well stated, Brian. I'm taking 3 shots here. Let's see what we're going to do on 4th down. How much time is left? But you got your foot on the gas pedal here. You're up 14-0, playing on senior night here at home against a team that sat on a bus for a couple hours to get here. I'm going deep. 3 plays in a row here. They've also had Bruins have a lot of success on that little dump off, not necessarily a screen, but just a dump off pass to the running back out in the flats. Cougars haven't had much of an answer for it outside the few times that Aiden Harris has made some plays on those pieces.
Kaiser takes the snap. He looks to the right-hand side. He continues to look as he's flushed out of the pocket. We got a hold in the backfield, and he wisely throws the ball away, but they're going to be pushed back quite a bit on this one.
Yeah, it's a hold there by the right tackle. Yeah, you had two of our guys getting held there. You had number 55, Rubio, getting held, and you also had Big John getting held there over on the right side. So take your pick here. It's going to be 2nd 20 here for the Bruins here. 20.3 seconds left till halftime, Brian.
Once again, I wouldn't do anything differently. I'd take a few shots again, but I think he was intending to go deep, but he just got flushed out of the pocket and couldn't plant and really throw the ball very far. So that's where the holding came into play. Once again, they're lined up right now. They have 2 wide receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side with an empty backfield, and the tight ends lined up with a receiver in motion. He comes back to the backfield, and he stops, and there it is.
Hook and ladder.
Nice.
Did you see that hook and ladder coming there, Brian?
The hook and ladder was there, but it looked like Mitchell got his hands around and his arms around. He couldn't have any opportunity to pitch it to the outside.
No, that running back just came flying around. That I've seen that. You know, the guys that played for me who are watching tonight, we used to call that the old Miami. Ran that against Maplewood Richmond Heights in 2004. We hosted a playoff game over at Fort Zumwalt South, and we had 3rd and 37, and I'm not kidding you. And one of my players comes off and says, "Coach, let's run Miami." And I just kind of laughed. And I said, "Why the heck not? Let's run Miami." Touchdown. Threw that little hitch route to Brian Hinks. He pitched it out to Matt Kreider. Matt Kreider rumbles. Not only did he get the first down, he went all the way for a touchdown. So
nice. So what date was that?
Coming. That would have been, let's see, the 7th. Would have been November 7th, 2004. And that's out. You can fact check me on that. It's legitimate. Who was at quarterback? That would be Chris Barnes was at quarterback.
I laugh, and I set Doug up pretty much because he is the date man. There's no doubt about that. So here we go. Kaiser's looking deep. He's going deep. He's got a man foot race to the outside. Nice. There's incomplete as number 4, Stephen Gibson, was covered very nicely by Mitchell.
Yeah, boy, he did a nice job there. And, you're not going to run past Alan Mitchell. I don't care if you're playing a big Class 6 school. There's not many people in the state that are going to run past Alan Mitchell. So did a nice job there on the outside. Cougars they're going to have another opportunity here to take a bomb. So Cougars better get themselves ready here and play until the entire half. We kind of let up here in the remember the playoff game against Live for Life. We kind of let up there near halftime, allowed Live for Life to run one back.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't do that. Nice little screen play that's incomplete. It's 4th down, and I guess a house and a half to go, if you will, with 4.1 seconds left before halftime.
Yeah.
Kaiser's pass intended for number 8.
Cougars have done a good job here defensively. Another shout out here as we get near halftime. Welcome back, Trey Troop, number 13 from the Troop grandparents in Phoenix. Absolutely. Trey Troop got some action here a couple weeks ago for the first time here this year. It is great to have number 13, Trey Troop, back playing a little football for these Cougars.
Absolutely. Cougars are defending very nicely. Kaiser goes up top once again. Looks like the same matchup and just overthrew the intended receiver. And here we go into the halftime. Columbia Rockbridge Bruins 14, your Lutheran Cougars 0.
With the score, Rockbridge 14, Cougars 0.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Still remains by Fitzpatrick and Somewhere Over the Rainbow. On Saturday, September 24th, the band attended the Owasso Invitational at Owasso High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The band finished 11 out of 19 bands and was selected to perform in the finals at the festival among a field of excellent bands. During prelims, the band finished second in our class, the highest placement ever at this festival. Congratulations, Emerald Regiment. Join the band tomorrow as we host 12 Missouri marching bands at the inaugural Rockbridge Marching Festival here on the Rockbridge campus. Performances begin at 10:30 a.m. in the Rockbridge Stadium and continue throughout the day and evening, ending with a performance from your Emerald Regiment at 8:15 p.m. Tonight, the Emerald Regiment will perform their entire show. Soloists include flute soloist Yasmin Green, guard soloist Kylie Ashby, alto sax soloist Allison Schooley, trombone soloist James Schulz. Drum majors Caroline Ma and Allison Schooley. Is the Emerald Regiment ready? Emerald Regiment, you may now take the field. Very, very nice. Wish you the best of luck tomorrow with the first inaugural Marching Festival at Rockbridge High School.
One, two, three.
This is how it should be done.
Bruin girls are coached by Lyria Bartlett, Tessa Hewlin, and Annie Adios. Ella Simmons. Thank you so much for your support. Go Bruins!
Diamonds all on my ring, player. Gold watch, gold chain, player. Yeah, I'm making it rain, player. But I was just on a plane, player. Ryan Ginn. I'm a year. I got so much money, I should start a bank. So much paper right in front of me, it's hard to think.
Hey, they're national champions. Give them a big hand, fans.
One, two, three.
Funky beat. it should be done.
One, two, three.
Funky beat. Hip hop.
Well, welcome back, Cougar fans. With 2:36 left in halftime, the festivities are all finished here, and had a great dance routine by the Bruinettes, I suppose, national champions. Very, very good, as you can imagine. And, you know, we have some special guests up here today. We went down at halftime to go to the concession stand, and lo and behold, we ran into Trey and Katie Dilly. Trey's up here with us right now. Trey, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well. It's great to be out here watching the Cougars again. It's been a while.
Now, you were a Cougar, were you not?
I was, yep. Graduated in 2016.
2016. Now, what have you done with your life after 2016?
Yep, I went to Concordia University in Chicago, played football there for a year, and then God led me in a different direction, and now I am a vicar, a pastor-to-be at Lake Ozark, Missouri.
Lake Ozark, Missouri.
Yes, sir.
So you do any type of boating or fishing or
Oh,
golfing
yeah.
or
all sorts
the
of
fun
things.
stuff?
Yeah.
So how big is your church?
It's pretty big. It's got about 500 people per weekend. So it's good, 2 services a weekend. So if you're ever down there visiting on vacation or fishing or boating or golfing, feel free to come in.
There you go, hunting, fishing, loving every day, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't too long ago you had a special day happen in your life.
Yes, I did, yep. July 16th, my wife and I got married, and it's been lovely ever since.
I tell you what, honeymooning is awesome, as you're finding out. And Katie, known Katie for a long, long time, as she's been friends and roommates with my girls, and it's pretty cool to be able to see you guys here tonight. Great surprise.
Yes, sir, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Happy to be here.
Well, tell me what you think about the football game so far.
Well, it looks like the Cougars need to open the defense up a little bit. Hopefully they can complete a couple passes down the field. Open up the run, which is definitely one of their strengths, so we will see.
Yeah.
I know Coach Harris has it figured out, so.
I tell you what, it's eerily similar to a game that Doug Kuhlman and I did when we were announcing in Parker, Colorado. They started out really, really slowly in the first half, and then Coach Harris went in at halftime, made some adjustments, and wow, they came out on fire in the second half and blew away for the victory.
Yeah, I remember some of those adjustments. My senior year was Coach Harris's first year at Lutheran, so been through some of those adjustments. And
he kind of knows what he's talking about, yes?
Yes, sir.
So tell me a little bit more about the church atmosphere that you're at. Are you working a lot with the youth? Are you working with the elders of your church? Or tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm doing quite a bit with both, actually. So I'm teaching a lot of confirmation, so 6th to 8th graders. And then I'm also working, they're doing some kind of planning type stuff. So I'm working with that.
Very cool.
Yes, sir.
Got a question for you, though. You know, in your generation, mid to late 20s, you're not quite late 20s yet, but mid 20s, What's the secret and the key to get your age group to have a relationship with Christ?
I would say that the key is to make it a part of life. I think a lot of people only see their faith as something that they need when they need it, but it's an everyday walk, in the highs and in the lows. And the more that adults walk that walk, the more kids will see how important it is.
Wow. So when you say walk the walk, what does that mean?
It means to live under Christ's command, to live as he teaches us to live.
But that's hard to do, man.
It is, yeah. And we fall short, but we know that Jesus died for us and promises to forgive us no matter what.
Man, that is awesome. That is awesome. We have a group of men in St. Charles County. We call ourselves Ministry to Men, and we get together very often, have several Bible studies across the county. And we're always constantly looking to how do we pour ourselves as Jesus poured into us, how do we pour into that next generation? And I'm so glad that you said, hey, you just got to walk the walk and invest time with them.
Yep. Walk the walk and talk the talk.
But you know, sometimes with the Bible, you can actually speak it and not say a word.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why we're walking the walk. We're not just talking the talk. So
I was trying to set you up there, my friend.
There we go. Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's exactly right. As we head into the second half here, we're all getting ready, and your better half is over here to my left side. She's hanging out, taking pictures, probably sending them back to Paige and Grace as she's atop the stand up here. So we're going to have some fun here. The Bruins are ready to receive the kickoff here for the second half. And, Trey, want to say thanks for coming up,
yes,
buddy.
Yes, sir, of course. We'll let the pros get to it.
Great seeing y'all. There you go. Hey, we got the cha-cha playing in the background. We're just having Trey and Katie Dilly up here. Got to spend some time at their wedding, and that song was played, and I'm certain I did a little cha-cha into that.
Yeah, you probably did.
Song.
Boy, Brian, what a great game day experience here, from these Rockbridge Bruins. It's been nice watching their dancers and watching their halftime festivities here.
And we've got number one, Draven Seaman, take the ball all the way up the middle. It looks like we got a little bit of extracurricular activity going on, but had nice tackle by 21, Christopher Larkin, actually, from the Cougars. Boy, that's nice. They didn't break that one all the way and take it to the house. There was a big hole, but we were able to stop him, Doug. Yeah,
it was a good coverage there. He had an open lane there, and it just closed real quickly. Cougars kind of stayed in their lanes there. I tell you what, you get out of your lanes, and that was an interesting play. I think you could have had a 15-yard penalty there for unsportsmanlike conduct by one of their big guys up front there. That was surprised it wasn't called.
10 yards to go from their own 36.
So Mr. Johnson is the lone back. He gets the handoff up the middle, cuts it to the outside. Nice little shoestring tackle by Aiden Harris.
And that's just too much on first down. The Cougars have got to have better run defensive right there. And, that's just one of those coming out of halftime here, probably just getting your head back into the game. But that was not the plays the Cougars were having made against them in that second quarter.
Absolutely. Kaiser takes the snap. He's looking to the left side. He keeps it. And he goes down right at the line of scrimmage. Looks like we have a player down on the field right now.
Yeah, boy, it looks like he kind of got rolled up on there from behind.
Tackle by number 22, Jay Sean.
It's like
Jackson Kendall, number 75. He's a sophomore, 6'4", 295-pound offensive lineman.
Boy, you mentioned 295, and I'll tell you, this front line, defensively and offensively, all five of these guys on the offensive side and all four of them on the defensive side are big dudes. We saw them in pregame there, Brian, and they are just big. They look like men, frankly. And the Cougars are doing a great job, especially with our limited depth on the offensive and defensive line.
They are definitely holding their own. There's no doubt about that. And when we were here early, watching, setting everything up and watching the Bruins actually go through all their warm-ups, we looked at each other and said, this is a small college team.
Yeah, boy, a lot of kids on the sideline here and just a well-oiled machine. But again, it's been good to be here, Brian, and make a trip out here to Columbia. And this was the week we were supposed to play Duchesne. So didn't have the opportunity to play Duchesne tonight for whatever reason. So Duchesne just decided to move past this game. So we had to make this trip out here to Columbia here. And it's been a good experience so far. Cougars are trailing in this game 14-0. But the defense seems to be stepping up here. And I have no doubt Coach Harris made some adjustments on the offensive side, Brian. We're going to see a different offensive unit here under Mikey Gerdine coming out in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And, boy, it's good to see number 75 for the Bruins walk off on his own volition, if you will. He is very nice. You don't like to see somebody go down, and then especially when they get up and they're walking out on their own power is very nice to see.
It really is.
Bruins, third down, 3 yards to go.
So here's a big play in this game. I know it's the start of the second half here. Cougars need to make a play, get the ball back here.
Yeah, Johnson.
Yep, fourth down. Cougars are going to get the ball back.
Nice. So the keeper, he takes it about 2 yards. We ended up having third down. It's going to be fourth down and short. And we'll see what happens here. Doesn't look like they're sending the punt team out. They have enough confidence. They think they can get 2 or 3 yards.
No, this will be a quick kick here is what's going to happen. They're going to try to draw us off sides and or do a quick kick.
So here we go. Sam Kaiser is in the backfield right now. He's looking. He's got 13 seconds left on the play clock, and he's looking to the right side. Nice little slant across the middle. Went right through the hands of the open receiver, Mark Hajicek.
I'm not going to first guess, second guess, third guess. I'm going to say that was a horrible call by the Bruins. You got a 14-0 lead. The Cougar offense has done nothing with the ball till this game, and they decide to go for it in their own territory. I think they're trying to keep their foot on the gas, and I respect the play call, but it just makes no sense, Brian.
How do you really feel about that play?
I've been told by people listening that I need to be more honest and open, and so here I am being open and honest.
There you go. Mitchell on the outside gets the pitch from Gerdine. He gets about 4 or 5 yards. It looks like it's going to be second down and 6 for the Cougars.
So now you watch. Cougars are going to take this ball and we're going to score, and then the coach is going to say, "Dadgummit, why did I go for it on fourth down?" That's what he's going to say.
That's exactly right. Your experience and your knowledge of the football game and can see the different plays that are hanging out there, you kind of remind me of Tony Romo. You know that?
Well, I love Tony Romo as an announcer, but there's probably people listening today that think he's an idiot. So I don't know if that's good or bad.
Gerdine going to the outside, wide open.
He got
it. Nice play. Catch to the outside. Mr. 23. I tell you what, that was the first down out there on the far side as Caleb Mays brought that in. That was pretty cool. Juggled it a little bit.
Yep, brought it in, got 2 feet there, not only 1 foot. They brought a blitz off the edge there from that outside linebacker. I tell you what I loved on that play with that linebacker blitzing. Mikey Gerdine stood in there and took a hit, delivered a great pass.
Wow, that's awesome. You got Harris in the backfield. He takes the ball right up the middle. Wow, that is nice. Gains about 6 yards. I tell you, the Cougars on offense came back out, and they've made adjustments, and they're having some fun as Cutchlow was the actual tackler in on that play.
The question was just asked by our cameraman, Scott Burke. Is anybody thinking Parker Lutheran? And I am right now. Cougars are coming out much better offensively here. Again, after that horrible play call by the Rockbridge Bruins on fourth down that I respect, but it's a bad play call.
Gerdine under center. We have Caleb Mays. Actually, we had a fumble snap as Parr was wisely there, and we got a little bit of extracurricular activity once again going on as they're playing some pretty tough football out there right now. So minus 6 yards, we're back all the way to the original line of scrimmage almost. It's going to end up being third down and a long way to go.
Cougars did not need that after. We're on the march here, Brian. After that play call there on fourth down. Cougars have been moving the ball here. We got to get some positive yardage here, get manageable fourth down.
And the Bruins in a 4-3 defense as Gerdine goes and he's looking to the outside. He's got a Well, I think there was a bit of miscommunication on that one, as there was nobody as the intended receiver, except the closest receiver was a D-back.
Yeah, boy. And I'll tell you what, Cougars are going to need to convert here, otherwise it's going to make that play call, that bad play call by the Bruins, I've now said 4 times.
Look
okay.
Good.
Yeah, look okay. Shout out here. Big shout out to number 17, Keelan LeGrant, from your grandma, Georgia, and your Washington, D.C. family. Let's go Team Cougars. Absolutely. We got folks watching from all over.
Well, we had Oklahoma tonight. We
Yep.
had
Phoenix,
D.C.,
Atlanta.
Arizona,
It's been awesome.
Atlanta.
Thanks for tuning in.
Absolutely. We love being able to hear your shout-outs as Gerdine takes a snap, looking left, passes up.
Got him.
We have Kayla Mays open and just broken up by the Bruins. Wow, great defensive play by number 7, Jake Hawkins.
Caleb Mays, it's incomplete.
Once again, folks, if you want to shout out up here in the booth, 314-497-3014. 314-497-3014. Brian, I do say I've had 7 texts so far. They appreciate my brutal honesty. They appreciate my brutal honesty. So I'm going to keep being brutally honest. I was challenged a little bit this week by a few of our viewers to be more me, and I'm going to be me, you know?
You be you. There's a reason I don't give my telephone number
There you
out.
go.
If you want Doug to be him, it's 314-497-3014. As Kaiser takes the handoff, he hands it off to number 1, finds a hole.
Man.
Boy, he almost had one go all the way to the house there. Draven Seaman once again. That's a similar play that they run over and over again. They found something on our edge to where they're able to cut it up just a bit before they get to the outside and pick up big yards.
Yeah, it's reminiscent of that play that Lamar in the state championship game, kind of beating us up on the edge here until we made some adjustments in that second half.
Absolutely, exact same play, different result on this one as Johnson gets hit in the backfield by Aiden Harris, and it's going to be 2nd and 10. And number 75, Dawson Talent. Wow, we've called his name a lot tonight as well. He was in on the tackle.
Yeah, Dawson Talent's been playing a whale of a game. He's doing a great job. I mean, playing both ways. You know, for a big man like he is doing a great job. I love the energy he has on the defensive side and on the offensive side.
Now that yellow flag on the field was an actual yellow flag and not a towel.
That
so
was right there.
We ended up having movement on the offensive line, and it's going to push them back 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 15.
Another shout out here, Brian. Let's go Cougars. Jesse Boyer and the Boyer family checking in and staying connected from the LHS community and our football team here. Checking in from Pearland, Texas. Thanks, Jesse and Tony, for tuning in and watching the Cougars tonight. Got a reverse.
Oh, wow, nice little reverse, and boom, just got covered up pretty quickly as we had number 5 on the Cougars, Jermani Brown, and Jamar Cross in on the tackle.
Yeah, you know what made that play there was Jermani Brown again, stayed in his lane, did not over pursue. You know, you want those linemen and linebackers when they're coming off that edge. Don't penetrate up the field too far. Look for the cutback. Big 3rd down here on 3rd and long.
3rd and long, and I love what you're saying. Stay in your lane, bro.
Oh, my.
As Kaiser goes right across the middle, boy, they had a nice play call on that. Picks up big yards. It's going to be 1st down for the Bruins.
Yeah, boy. And that was just a great play call right there, you know, for a great play call by the Bruins staff to see that seam down the middle here, rip off 25 yards to set him up now here in plus territory. On the march.
Absolutely. His senior, 6'1", 180-pound Jack Bauer in on that reception as Kaiser rolls to the outside and just throws it out of bounds, and we had a late hit here. And
no, that's not a late hit. Yeah, no, he was still in bounds when he hit him. That's not a late hit at all. That's a good no call by the officials. That's right in front of us here. Another shout out here, Brian. Shout out to the Cougars from the Young family. Hashtag paws up, hashtag champs for life. Checking out this action here. Boy, this student section for these Bruins, they don't like it at all. But I'll tell you, I mean, he's in bounds, he gets hit. Now you got the Bruin coach down there kind of fussing a little bit with the white cap, and that was not a penalty. So he's a little frustrated. Assistant coach is trying to kind of restrain him a little bit. And I like the Cougars have played a pretty clean game here, Brian.
I agree. We have not had a lot of penalties, that's for certain, and it's nice. We ended up having a lot of issues in the earlier part of the season with unnecessary penalties that we'd give up 100-plus yards a game, and it's not very fun when you do that. As number 1 gets the handoff, he's trying to make it to the outside. Mitchell throws him to the outside as well, and that's Draven Seaman as he gains about 5 yards. We do have a couple flags in the middle of the field. We'll see what this is all about.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get a roughing here penalty here, and it's gonna be on the Cougars here. Cougars were held on that play out on the edge and kind of got a little frustrated here, and after had some extracurricular after the play. So here we are talking about how clean the game has been, and it just got unclean right there. And the Bruins are going to pick up a cheap first down here on some frustration.
That's exactly what it is. Big first down as the Bruins are driving, and then they get a nice little extra few yards here as they're going to be close to the 20-yard line here. Well, even further than the 20-yard line.
Yeah, boy, that hurts. Cougars have been playing great defensively there.
So they're all the way down to the 16-yard line, and it's interesting. We still have a flag on the field. He just doesn't realize he doesn't have his flag on his person right now. The white cap doesn't. No. Kaiser's in an empty backfield. I'm going to say that, now we had number 16 in motion, Jack Bauer. Kaiser's looking to throw.
Hold by the right tackle, not called.
A lot of Cougars in on this play.
Yeah, boy, it's interesting. A hold by that right tackle. You see the jersey from up here, 430 feet away, not called. So, but again, there's holding on pretty much every play in the game of football that's not called. So,
430 feet, Doug. It seems like a home run to me.
That's a pool hole shot away.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a pool hole shot away. Big number 5. He had a pretty big milestone here, didn't he, just recently?
Boy, he certainly did. And what a great man to have that happen. And keeper, as Kaiser goes up the middle, has lots of yards, and it goes all the way down to the 8.5, 9-yard line. It's going to be second down and about 5 yards to go.
Kaiser, the ball carrier.
Check that. It's going to be third down and 3.
Quick note here from one of our state championship coaches, our state champion coaches, Elizabeth Friend here, our cross-country coach. I did not know this, but apparently here Rockbridge is a powerhouse in cross-country. They have a phenomenal program. Coach Neil Blackburn is their coach. He's in the Hall of Fame, so that's awesome. That is good to know.
Absolutely. You had Big Dawson Talent make the tackle and meet the quarterback Kaiser in the backfield for a bit of a loss. It's going to be fourth down and short to go.
Yeah, you got to wonder here: are they going to kick this again and fake it, or are they just going to say we're going to put our heads in the ground, we're going to go and get this first down?
Yeah, boy, I got to tell you, I like to be able to see some more shout-outs here, Doug. We have another state.
We do.
So we have a timeout by the Bruins as they're looking to try and figure out what they want to do. It's going to be third down and 3 or so. They're looking to figure out whether they want to kick a field goal or if they want to continue to keep going. We'll see what happens here, but we have a stoppage in play.
Yeah, and here's another shout out here to number 64, Aiden Hicks. Shout out to number 64, Aiden Hicks from your Kentucky family catching in. And we are standing up here next to Mr. Ramon Hicks. He is doing the camera for the huddle system here for the Cougar coaches. Not our camera, but he's running one. It's and we appreciate the work that he does here. And it's good to see Aiden Hicks after being out a couple of games with an injury, getting back in the game. Again, you want to shout out here, 314-497-3014. 314-497-3014.
So here come the Bruins on fourth and short, fourth and about 2.5, maybe 3 yards. Looks like they're bringing the offense back here, Doug, deep in territory and moving the ball well. Still 14-0 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. It's been a defensive battle, but I tell you, it seems like it's been won by the Bruins most of the game.
Looks like they're going to go for the kill shot here, Brian, on this fourth and 3.
And there we go, handoff right up the middle, and it's going to be close. Looks like they made the first down on that one, Doug, as Looks like number 18, Vanderpool, was in on the tackle for the Cougars. It's going to be first down and goal to go from the 4-yard line. Kaiser's lining up, takes the snap, hands it off, and big hole to the outside, touchdown Bruins.
Man. Well, you know, in that play there, Brian, they just did a nice job. Cougars have had, you know, by my count here is my chart up here, the Bruins have had in the second and third quarter here, and we're not all the way through the third quarter, they have run 18 plays inside our 20-yard line. And Cougars have held them out for 18 or 17 of those plays. So at some point, you know, the chance they're going to catch up with you and you're going to give up a touchdown there. Defensive effort has been phenomenal. We need our offense to do something here with the football when they get it back here.
Absolutely.
Had a good drive going after that play call.
Scardini with the extra point attempt. The kick is up, and it is good. The Bruins lead the Cougars 21-0 with 4:44 left in the third quarter. Doug, you got any more sponsors for us, buddy?
Yeah, let's hear from our blue level and our gray level sponsors. Our blue level sponsors, Mascots, Vince and Kristen Bonham, and Shamrocks. And likewise, our gray level sponsors, Butch and Gina Powley, John and Kelly Brickner, Jason and Julie Shaw, Wes and Kelly Colbert, Glenn and Laura Mankin, Doug and Sarah Kuhlman, the Reverend Jason and Carla Oranger, Matt and Amy Murphy, Mike and Tina Mueller, and Matt and Kelly Sinovich. We appreciate the support you give to Lutheran High School.
Doug, you're talking about a number 5 moonshot, 430 feet. Guess what? Number 701 tonight by number 5. All
right.
398 feet as Pujols ties it up in the bottom of the fourth. It's 1-1. Pittsburgh versus the Cardinals at St. Louis. Pretty cool.
Yeah, our spotter here, Bob Burnham, you know, I would agree with what he just said. And he said it's like the Cardinals offense needs to wake up just like the Cougars offense. Absolutely. You kind of go through some stretches there, and the Cougars have been on a heck of a stretch against a good football team here. This one might be returned.
From the goal line. Oh, yeah. Well, it was actually...
Yeah, once it crosses that goal line.
Cross the goal line, and we're going to get the ball at the 20-yard line. We have some more comments from our viewers online. Doug, what you got there, buddy?
Another shout-out here to the Cougars and C.J. Holloway, number 2 from the Holloway family. I tell you what, loves me some C.J. Holloway. Love his smile. You know, talked to him a little bit here on Wednesday here. He was sitting down in the Commons lobby, and he's just a fun kid to be around, Brian.
You know, that's what you like to be able to see, as we do have a flag on the play, and it's against the Cougars. It was holding, and they're taking the ball back, starting at their own 20-yard line. Now, with that penalty, they're going to start at their own 10-yard line, pinned very, very deep. Boy, it's tough to get out of these big holes when you start having some penalties.
Yeah, you know, we said earlier here about 6 clock minutes ago, probably about 15 minutes ago, Cougars have been playing a really clean game, have picked up 2 big penalties there. That illegal roughness penalty, which pushed the Bruins down to about the 25-yard line, which put them in much better field position and scoring position, and to punch one in there to take this lead 21-0. Now this big holding penalty, Cougars are going to come out and need to stretch this field, push this ball down the field. Mikey Gerdine, offensive line, needs to hold up here.
Absolutely, and they're definitely going to stretch the field, as at least we thought we were going to, and we're trying to quarterback keeper, and they ended up making about a yard on the play, if you will. It's still going to be second down and long as number 69 for the Bruins comes in, Dane Almquist.
Well, he made a nice play there, just kind of fighting off the block and be able to wrap his big mitts around Mikey Gerdine there. So we'll see if Coach Harris, you know, he had some good mix-up there earlier in this game. In the start of the second half, being able to move the ground a little bit, made a nice pitch and catch out to Caleb Mays from Mikey Gerdine on the side. We're going to need to see a little bit more about it here in the as this third quarter ticks down. Cougars still shut out here, still scoreless.
They're going to have a hard time getting this play off with 2 seconds left on the play clock, and wisely the Cougars call timeout. Otherwise, they'd been on their 2-yard line.
Yeah, I was going to say, been backed up even more on about, it would have been about the 4-yard line.
4-yard line,
penalty,
yes.
Yeah, so.
Doug, what else is going on at Lutheran High School? You have any other type of activities that are happening this weekend?
Yeah, we talked earlier here going on tomorrow. We have our boys swim team in the Fort Zumwalt North Invitational. Girls volleyball team, our freshman team, will be out in Warrenton. Also, our cross-country team we referenced earlier is in the Dale Shepherd Invite out there. And also, if you're not doing anything tomorrow, you're not involved in one of those activities, we invite you to come on out and check out our girls softball team. Had a big win tonight. Saw on Twitter here, Chloe Reed hit a home run, and Cougars won that game. Cougars are going to be senior night tomorrow for our girls soccer team, or rather check out our girls softball team at Lutheran High against Parkway North at 10 a.m. Coming up early next week on Monday, the girls golf season, believe it or not, is coming to an end pretty quickly here. They got about another week and a half of play. Monday, October 3rd, the girls golf team will be playing in the AAA Conference Golf Tournament at Country Lake Golf Club. Our girls softball team will be at Valley Park, and our girls JV and varsity are going to be hosting Duchesne High School on Monday afternoon. And we'll get to some more of those activities soon here, Brian.
Gerdine takes a snap. He's looking downfield across the middle. Got him wide open.
Oh, here we go.
Mitchell, here comes the foot race. He's going to win it. That is a long touchdown for the Cougars, taking it to the house.
What a catch and throw. And that's exactly what Mikey Gerdine needed to do. Throw one of those darts to that seam route. And Alan Mitchell, again, no one's going to catch him in the open field. So much speed. He pulled away from that kid from Rockbridge. And is that the play that ignites a second-half comeback here for the Cougars, Brian?
Boy, it would be nice. 91 yards, pitch and catch right up the middle. That was awesome.
Yeah. Now you have Mr. Automatic coming in the game to put this one through the uprights here to cut into that lead.
Nick Richter, it's kind of funny, I bumped into him on the sidelines as we were prepping before the game tonight, and he walked by, and I said, "It's Mr. Nick Richter," and he just smiled from ear to ear.
Yeah, I love it.
And here's the snap for the extra point attempt. Oh, boy, that was wow.
How did he get that?
That ball bounced a couple times, and he got it up on the ground, and it looked
awesome.
like Nick was able to get his foot through the ball. Barely got through, but I tell you what, an extra point's an extra point.
It
Cougars
is.
down 21-7 with 3:43 left in the half, and we have some more shout-outs, Doug.
Shout out to the Cougars from the Richmond family, number 22. Get that quarterback, Jay Sean. Absolutely. Tell you what, Jay Sean is such a fun kid to watch when he's playing football or playing basketball. I remember he actually earned the Claw Award last year during the basketball season. He said, "Dr. Kuhlman, what's the Claw Award for?" And I said, "Jay Sean, it is for the kid when we're calling games here in basketball season, the kid that plays with the most intensity, plays with the most passion, and is doing everything he can to help his team win." I said, "Jay Sean, that was you tonight." I swear he must have had 43 rebounds. It was incredible. Every rebound that went up, every shot that went up, he got the rebound, offensively, defensively. Love seeing Jay Sean chase that quarterback down here on the football field as well.
Absolutely. So we have Stephen Gibson back, and we also have Draven Seaman back for the Bruins as Nick Richter's ready to kick it off from the 40-yard line. He's got a boot as well, and he kicks it down to about the 20, actually the 15-yard line as he gets it off the bounce. Number 1, Seaman takes it, finds the seam.
Oh,
he
boy.
could go all the way. He has the kicker to beat. Nobody's going to get him. He's going to score. That's a backbreaker.
Boy, that just hurts. That's a killer.
85-yard touchdown return right there. He just turned his jets on. He found that seam, hit it, and took off.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the Cougars stayed in their lanes, Brian. They did a great job staying in their lanes. What happened there is that was simply just blocked so well by the Rockbridge Bruins. And what you had there is you had a running back who really set those blocks up well. Looked like he was going to stretch it all the way outside, puts that right foot in the ground and just cuts up field. Again, has a little bit of speed, not all world-breaking, brack-breaking speed, but he read that so well. And shout out to the Rockbridge coaching staff there for setting up that play on that kick return.
Yeah, no doubt about that. As having a little bit of confusion as they're looking for the actual kicking football, if you will. They change footballs depending on who's kicking, depending on who's going to be the quarterback, depending on what team it is. And they have the football in play right now, and Scardinia's in. He's going to try the extra point attempt. And here we go. We have one more Cougar coming in on the side. We got a whistle on the play. We got all kinds of stuff going on, Doug.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's just a rough there. You got plenty of time to get on the field. We got to do better there to get our 11 men on the field. Make sure we're getting ready to defend this extra point.
The ball was snapped before the ready for play. We will replay the try.
Again, these officials have been incredible. I know what's going on. They're communicating properly. Their mechanics are phenomenal. They're doing a great job tonight.
I would agree, and I don't know about you, Doug, but when we walked past them earlier tonight, there were two of them that seemed like they may have been in their 20s. Some young crew, but they also have some experience on that crew as well. The extra point's good. It's 28-7 Bruins, 3:27 left in the third quarter.
And you referenced earlier, Brian, you said that was a real backbreaker, and I would agree. And I would say, yes, it is, but I'm going to counter with this. The Cougars finally did something offensively. Haven't done much this entire game. Come out with a 90-plus yard play, a strike from Mikey Gerdine to the speedster Al Mitchell, and he takes it 91 yards. 92 yards? Fact check me.
91.
91 yards for a touchdown. Cougars needed a jump start offensively. Yes, we trail now by 3 scores. However, the offense is going to come out, and I have no doubt they're going to be moving this ball down the field here. Hopefully we found something offensively, Brian.
Let them start clicking on offense and watch the talent just come out, no pun intended. Dawson talent, of course.
Yeah.
But no pun intended, as the Cougars are going to be set to receive this kickoff with Caleb Mays back and also Michael Parr Jr. back. And I tell you, I have to laugh because I keep looking up at the moon tonight, and it's beautiful little sliver over to the west as we're looking right now. I guess that would be southwest of us right now, but we look at that and reminds me of Mike Shannon saying, boy, I wish you could see this moon out here tonight. As that kickoff went all the way to the back line of the end zone, I'm telling you, he's got a leg.
Well, and when he kicks it, it's effortless. It's incredible. I mean, you just don't see many kids like this that can kick like that in the high school level. I tell you what, the kicker we did see, there was a kid, Ethan DeGentz from Duchesne here a couple years ago, just had a rocket of a leg, Same way here. This kid's leg's even better.
Absolutely. His dad, DeGentz, was a really good athlete in high school, went to St. Charles West. Got to play a little bit of football against him in the high school level. And here we go. Gardine's under center right now. We have Aiden getting a handoff. He's going right up the middle. He's pounding his way through. He picks up 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 3.
Aiden Harris, the ball carrier for the Cougars.
Well, I think one thing that Coach Harris, one adjustment he made, and it has been a great adjustment so far, our running game has netted so many more yards this quarter than we did in the first half. Again, those misdirection plays were going nowhere. Those timing plays were going nowhere. It's the straight-ahead stuff. Put your head down and go is getting yardage here against this tough Bruin defense.
Absolutely. 4-3 defense for the Bruins. Gardine's looking to go deep once again.
He's got him.
He's got Caleb Mays
Touchdown!
open once again. It's a foot race. It's going to be touchdown Caleb Mays.
What did I just say about our offense coming alive?
73
yard
touchdown. Wow, that's awesome.
I'll tell you what, the offensive line gave Mikey Gerdine some time there. I think Mikey Gerdine, this second half, obviously much better than the first. The entire offense much better than the first. That's 3 plays, 2 touchdowns, Brian.
167 yards in passing on 2 plays. That's just something you don't hear of very often at the high school level, much less at any level for that matter. And that's a shot in the arm that we really need.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we talked about that earlier here, and I think Trey Dilley even made the comment during the halftime interview what needs to happen here. The Cougar offense has got to stretch the field. Oh, no.
Well, bad snap and play is marked dead. There was no opportunity for Nick Richter to even try and kick that extra point. So it's 28-13 with 2:44 left before the third quarter is finished. And I tell you, we might have to do a 2-point play later on. That could come into play.
You cannot score on a point after touchdown.
Again, I was going to bring that up here, but the officials beat me to it. It's kind of weird. The Rockbridge kids thought they could run that back, and it's like, what planet do you live on, son? This is high school football. Know the rules. You cannot advance a PAT for 2 points. Know the rules.
I'll tell you, Doug, if I'm on that football field and I see a ball on the ground and I don't know 100% of the rules, I'm picking it up and I'm going.
Yeah, you definitely want to pick it up, but you can't go anywhere with it. Know the rules. It's like when I'm playing Monopoly with my kids. You know there's 10 spaces in between each railroad. You don't have to count out 8 spaces. You just move it 8 spaces.
Yeah,
know
true.
the board. Know what you're doing.
KTR.
Exactly.
KTR.
Boom.
Know the rules. Nick Richter is going to be taking this kick here from the 40-yard line. We're shaking up some personnel as looks like Nick is ready to go. Nice little kick to the outside, and intentionally they did, and, that's going to give them a really good field position, Doug.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier, Doug, about when I was interviewing Trey Dilley at halftime about pouring into the next generation of kids, and I think that is an obligation we at our level and our generation need to do. I was looking up at the sky just a little bit ago, and I couldn't help but think about the Big Dipper up there to be able to pour out of the Big Dipper into other people, if you will. It was so cool as I'm sitting here, and I just had to chuckle a little bit thinking about the Big Dipper.
Thinking about the Big Dipper, absolutely.
Yeah.
Those constellations.
Constellations it is, as Kaiser gives the handoff, and running back gets maybe a half a yard. It's going to be second and very long. Boy, Doug, I like the way our defensive line is really starting to stand up and be strong as 58 comes in on that tackle. John McCaleb.
Yeah, he did a nice job there again. We talked earlier about Dawson Talent just bench pressing the offensive guard there. Same thing for Big John. Made a nice play in the backfield there.
Well, we have an empty backfield. We do have a receiver in motion as number 4 comes to the backfield. Stephen Gibson, he gets the handoff. He's going to go bounce to the outside. Dawson Talent missed a tackle.
Oh!
Whoa. Caleb Mays hit him hard, and that got an ooh out of the crowd.
Yeah, it got an ooh for me too. That was a nice pop from Caleb Mays. And you want to see your receiver / DB doing that.
3rd down, 7 yards to go for the Bruins.
So, Doug, you referenced earlier, as we have a big play here, 3rd down and 7, about film tomorrow and the following days. We'll get to that as Kaiser looks to his receivers on the near side. He's got 3 of them, single back, and he rolls out to the left side. He's got a wide open receiver, and he just underthrows him a little bit. Incomplete pass. It's going to be 4th down and 7. Doug, we were talking about film. When you look at film the next day, tell us a little bit about what goes on. What are you looking for at film?
You're not watching the ball, and that's the hard part when you're watching these games is, the average fan is going to watch the ball. But at the end of the day, you're watching your position. You're watching, how you played individually and how you did. And you're getting graded basically on how you do.
And Caleb Mays has the punt go past him and out of bounds. Wisely, he let it go out of bounds. It's going to start at about the 19-yard line for the Cougars, 1st and 10. So you watch your individual play as you're studying film after the football games. What do you learn from that, really?
You kind of need a trained eye there. In my eyes, getting old, I don't have the trained eye I used to, but you're watching not only where that ball is, like I talked about, but how the plays you are making is impacting the overall play. For instance, we talk about staying in your lanes on kickoff coverage. We talk about blocking your man, getting up to the second level if you have 2 guys working in tandem, kind of on a combo block on the line. You're talking about your running backs. Did they bend, bang, bounce? Did they go to the right position where they had the open here?
Got a handoff up the middle. Looks like Aiden Hayes. He continues to run hard. Gains about 2, or Aiden Harris, sorry. I said Hayes. End up picking up 1 yard. It's going to be 2nd down and 9 as number 69 for the Bruins is in on that tackle, Dane Almquist.
Well, interesting here. Again, Cougars continue that straight ahead running. So that's an adjustment Coach Harris has made, which has been phenomenal. And obviously stretching the field there, too, with these 2 long passes that Mikey Gerdine has connected with receivers on, with Alan Mitchell and Caleb Mays. If you look
So
here,
we have a 4-2 lineup for the Bruins right now, and Gardine's looking to the outside, and he's got a nice little flat open receiver, if you will. Caleb Mays in the outside flat.
give him a first down, too.
It will be a first down. 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
Not moving the chains yet, but it looks like they are now. Yep, here we go. Now, do you go to the fourth quarter here? I think if you're, Coach Harris is putting Mikey Gardine back in here.
9 seconds as the quarter is just about ready to come to an end with 28-13 Bruins leading the Cougars. Doug, we're going to go to the fourth quarter with that same score. How about some more activities going on at Lutheran High, buddy?
Yeah, we referenced earlier coming up also later this week, Tuesday, October 4th. Our girls volleyball team, all 3 levels, JV1, JV2, and varsity, will be out at St. Dominic for matches at 5 and 6. And our boys soccer team will be at home against AAA conference rival Christian High School. Varsity will be kicking off at 5 o'clock, followed by a JV match at 6:30. I tell you what, the soccer team coming off a state championship this year, getting moved actually from Class 1 to Class 3. They've been playing a lot of competition in Class 3 and 4 and doing a great job. They were down last weekend in Jeff City against some great competition in a tournament, did very, very well. I understand it was a great tournament for our kids, but they played so much soccer recently and been having back-to-back games. When they start playing some schools that are our size, they're going to do very, very well in the playoffs again this year.
Yeah, you love to see that. And Doug, we're talking about film, and we've come a long ways since we've been in high school, obviously, but there aren't many schools that you go to that you see a television screen on the football field and replays happening while the game is going on, so that they can actually learn on the fly versus wait until Saturday, Sunday, or Monday.
Yeah, but we're seeing folks down in front of us here before we get to this quick Cougar first play of the fourth quarter. We'll come back to that momentarily.
1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Do the Cougars start here? Bars in motion. You got Gardine handing the ball off to Mitchell, who cuts it back. He's trying to find the outside. Nice little run, picks up 5 yards.
Yeah, we're talking here, folks. We have a TV down on the field here on the Rockbridge sideline. That TV's bigger than the 75-inch I have in my above my fireplace, Brian. That TV is huge, and you got the offensive team huddled around watching that film. That's incredible.
That is incredible. I keep looking at high school sports, and it reminds me more and more of the college level being pushed down to a lower level in high school, and I assume that's going to continue to happen. But we shall see. You got Gardine in shotgun. He takes the snap, fakes it to Aiden Harris, throws to the flat. Mitchell is wide open. He's still on his feet trying to get away from some defenders. Lost actually about a yard as he was trying to gain on the second move, if you will. Picked up a few yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, it looks like the Rockbridge Bruins are bringing in their smaller lineup here. You got to wonder if Coach Harris says, hey, I'm going to just run one of these straight-ahead plays, give it to Aiden Harris, and allow him to move the chains here. I think that's what we're probably going to see. I do not think this ball is going to be in the air. Rather, we're going to have a straight-ahead run here to big number 3.
Here we go. We got an eye backfield right now. You have Mitchell in the backfield. Aiden Harris, the up back. He's getting the ball going right up the middle, and wow, Tony Romo calls it.
Don't say that. Like I said, I like a little Tony Romo, but not everybody's a fan, right?
That's all right. You have experience, and you know what you're looking for, and it's a pleasure to be sitting here understanding the game as you're calling it in front of me, and it's a lot of fun. Doug, you got any more shout-outs?
Oh, absolutely here. So good friend Greg Wood says, hi, Doug, you're doing a great job. So he must not be listening. He must be watching it on mute. No, just kidding. And he said, these Sapphires, he's got a few Sapphires over at his house, the state champion Sapphires, going to national competition this year down in Florida. Going to love to see how they do here.
Oh, Gardine just gets smacked from behind. Ball comes loose, and the Cougars, nice. Dawson Talent was very, very on his toes right there and was able to cover the ball back up. Man, he got hammered, Doug.
He got hit hard. Again, he had that blitz coming off the edge there by that outside linebacker, and you kind of don't expect that if you're playing left tackle. Kind of a quick little sprint out here. Tell you what, though, Mikey has taken some hits, and he's been getting right back up. Love his poise in the pocket. But to kind of finish that thought there, kind of our Sapphires. So, yeah, state champions last year and looking to repeat as state champions again this year. Head down to the national competition in February to represent Lutheran High. It's exciting.
That is awesome. Great experience as well as Gerdine takes the snap. He's looking to throw. Once again, stands in the pocket, and he tried to have a timing play there, and he got pummeled once again.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's like they're starting to bring a few more than we can block coming off that backside edge right there. Coach Harris is going to need to put a tight end to that side and or maybe sprint out Mikey to his right so he's got an opportunity to run or throw here. Cougars are down 3rd and long. Have got to eat into this because you're going to have 4th down here. Clock's ticking under. It's stopped now. 9 minutes, 7 seconds left in this football game. Cougars almost are at the point where they're going to have to go for it on 4th down, Brian.
I would agree. We have 3 receivers to the far side. We have Michael Parr to the near side. We have Gerdine taking another hit, throws the ball up, and little miscommunication on the outside, but to Michael's defense, he had a big old defender right in his face.
He did, and here's one since we didn't get any yardage on that play, and this is the right call. Punt this. I mean, again, you're down 2 scores. You don't want to give them the ball and give them the ball in this field position like the Rockbridge coach did earlier on a 4th down play. So you're going to punt this one away, and defense has been playing very well. Defense hasn't given up a point, Brian, in a while.
So it's interesting, Doug, you were talking about punting here, and they went for it. Was that the call you were talking about?
Yes.
It was a horrible call?
That's the one.
Okay, just checking.
All right.
We got Mitchell with some stoppage on the play right here. Looks like we have delay a game against the Cougars, going to back them up 5 yards. It's going to be 4th down and longer.
You know, and that's rough right there. You're looking at this. You're trying to watch what's going to happen here on that 25-second clock. But nevertheless, kind of want to make sure where the block's going to be coming from, because I'll tell you what, they have gotten close on this block. I really respect what the special teams coach here for the Bruins is doing.
And here we go. Once again, they bring pressure, and Mitchell gets the ball off, and fair catch by number 4, Steven Gibson. The Bruins are going to start at their own 40-yard line. We need a defensive stop here.
Yeah, really do, Brian. I tell you what, playing good defensively here. This after that first quarter debacle here, which we didn't play real well defensively, kind of gave up 2 quick scores there after playing great the first series of this ball game, and then giving up that kickoff return touchdown. Cougars are playing very stout defensively, and we need to stop right here, get this ball back, put one in the end zone here, and we got even more of a close ball game. Again, Cougars are only trailing here 28-13, down 2 scores. This is a good football game right now.
It's a very good football game. You love to be able to see that, particularly at the high school level, as Kaiser once again has an empty backfield, and they have a receiver in motion who comes to make it a one person in the backfield. Kaiser's going deep. He sees somebody down the middle.
Interception.
Ooh. An incomplete pass. Says number 1 for the Bruins was down there, Draven Seaman, and I tell you, it was defended by Caleb Mays very, very well.
Yeah, and I tell you what the Bruins have done here in this situation, they just made Caleb Mays run 50 yards down the field. Don't be surprised when they come right back here and throw a quick little hitch route against these DBs after having to defend this deep, deep pass.
Are you saying that they may be gassed a little bit, so they're trying to figure out and exploit that a bit?
Yep. Watch, we might get a...
And Kaiser hands the ball off. We got a flag on the play before it starts, and we'll see what the men in the white hat, or man in the white hat,
illegal procedure.
Says. We got an illegal procedure. It's going to move them back 5 yards. 2nd and 15 for the Bruins from their own 35-yard line.
Dead ball. Ball start on the offense.
Once again, I'll tell you, these officials have been impressive. I haven't agreed with every call, haven't disagreed with every call. They've been doing a great job letting us know what's going on up here, so good job by these officials, Brian, out here in Columbia, Missouri.
Penalty, 2nd down, 15 yards to go.
Cougars need to use this penalty here, Brian. The clock is stopped. Love to have another incomplete pass here, set up a 3rd and long situation for the Bruins.
Absolutely, 28-13 Bruins as Kaiser takes a snap. He pitches it out to number 1, Seaman, and he picks up 5 yards as For the Cougars, number 32, Nick Dudley was the tackler.
Tackled by number 32,
Yeah, Nick made a nice job there fending off that block by that wide receiver. Now, if you're the Bruins here, you're going to take your time. There's no need to rush here. You're going to let this clock tick down. About 20 seconds left on the play clock here until you're going to run this play. Because if you don't get this first down, you're going to punt the ball away and trust your defense. And the Cougars' offense has been playing well here the last quarter and a half.
They have. They came alive. We have a receiver in motion once again. It looks like we have a timeout for the Bruins.
Timeout. Rockbridge.
Doug, you have any more sponsorships or any more activities that we could go over?
No, the one thing I want to look at here, we talked earlier here about kind of district play coming up for some of these programs. Also kind of want to take a look at the district standings here for the football program. You know, they're in Class 3, District 3, which is also made up of Lutheran North, Normandy Collaborative High School, Orchard Farm, St. Charles West, and Wright City. You know, you got right now Lutheran High is sitting in third place in districts, third place with a 3-2 record. Lutheran North also with a 3-2 record and has a few more points than the Cougars. And St. Charles West right now is in first place, 4-1. Interesting thing here, the Cougars are Class 3 team going against this Class 6 team, Rockbridge. You know, win, lose, or draw this game, Cougars are going to move up in the rankings.
So tell me about the point system that Misha has implemented as far as standings in district play.
Yeah, so you know when you play up, so you're essentially playing up 3 classes from 6 to 3, you're going to get a boatload of points. Win, lose, or draw. Obviously you get more if you win, but you can actually lose a Class 6 school and get more points than beating a Class 4. It's incredible. So this is kind of a great situation for the Cougars.
We got a keeper for
my
Kaiser,
goodness.
and he goes right up the middle, and he's very close to the first down. Looks like they're going to give it to him. Nice play call.
Yeah, boy, that's one. They've run that now several times on 3rd and long and or, you know, 2nd and long. So good play call by the Bruins.
Absolutely, had Michael Parr in on the tackle. We have number 1 on a flat play to the outside on the pass play, and he has nowhere to go. He just goes backwards is where he goes. As number 13, Mr. Troop, picks up the tackle.
Nice play there, kind of coming down that line of scrimmage, staying in his lane. But here you go. If you're the Bruins, the clock is your friend here. You want it to keep moving like this. 7.5 minutes left in this game. They're not going to have to snap this ball till almost about 7 minutes and let it keep running. Cougars got to have a stop here, get the ball back.
2nd and 16 for the Bruins. The play's off, and wow, he just throws the ball away because he knew it was going to happen, and we ended up having a flag on the play. We'll see what they call here.
Kaiser's pass is incomplete. Flag on the play.
I was going to say, are they going to throw an illegal grounding here? I mean, there was a receiver over there in the area, but I'm very confused. Yeah, I couldn't quite tell here. Our cameraman said did that cross line of scrimmage, and it's going to be close. We'll see. See what the call is here.
Intentional grounding on the offense. Quarterback was in the tackle box. It is a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Loss of down, 3rd down.
Wow, we got a loss of down. It's going to be 3rd and a mountain and a half to go for a first down. They have a loss of down, and they also have 5 yards as the penalty for intentional grounding.
Now, if you're at 3rd and 30 here, what you do here, the smart play would be we're not going for the first down. We're going to make a high percentage pass, try to turn it into some, or run the ball. You know, you're not going to throw a bomb here and stop the clock. You want this clock to be moving.
Little confusion in the Bruin backfield as they hand it off to Seaman. He gets a nice little seam, and we have all kinds of yellow hankies flying around as Aiden Harris makes the tackle.
Seaman, the ball carrier.
Yeah, I think what you're going to get here is you're going to get a clip. That's the way it looked to me here. Block in the back.
So they gained about 5 yards initially on this play, and they're talking it over. The boys in stripes are, and
it's gonna be an illegal crackback block here.
Illegal blindside block on the offense. That penalty has been declined. Result of the play is 4th down.
Well, and that wide receiver's lucky he didn't also pick up a unsportsmanlike conduct, because after he has just a cheap play by that kid, by that wide receiver there, and he stood over the top of Aiden Harris. That's just a dumb play.
That is disrespectful.
Got to be smarter than that.
Not needed in this football game by any means or anywhere.
Been a clean game.
Absolutely.
Clean game on both sides. You don't want to see any of that.
No. Here comes the punt. Just missed it a little bit, went offside of his foot, but takes a favorable bounce. Caleb Mays takes it. He's trying to beat some defenders to the outside, gets about 3 or 4 yards. Number 4 for the Bruins came down with the tackle as Steven Gibson comes in on the tackle, and the Cougars going to take over 1st and 10 with 6:50 left, trailing 28-13 in the fourth quarter from their own 40-yard line.
Well, again, Cougars offense has been moving the football here in this third and fourth quarter here. You put the ball in the air here, we're going to get a touchdown on this drive. I can just feel it. I called the last one. We'll see if we can get this one here.
So the Bruins are stacked up in the box right now. They have 6 in the box. They hand the ball off right up the middle to Harris. He's picking up 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd down. They give him 3 yards, actually, be 2nd and 7.
Again, this is one thing we've seen Coach Harris make adjustments over the years, Brian, in his 8 years as coach here. He makes such phenomenal halftime adjustments, and the big adjustment here is run the ball straight ahead. None of this misdirection stuff. Good play calls.
2nd down, 7 yards to go.
Anderson in on that last tackle as the Bruins have a 4-1 set for defense. Gardine's going up top. We got a defender opened. It looked like Michael Parr Jr. was open but just overthrown.
No, he was open, but he should have been even more open. He was getting held there by number 2. Surprised that wasn't called here. Now the Cougars are going to be 3rd and long.
3rd down and 7.
What do you have here? You're kind of at a point where you got 2 downs to get this 7 yards. Do you run the ball again here and set up 4th and 4, 4th and 3, or do you try to pop one here, or do you go to the air, Brian?
I don't know. I think I'd phone a friend in Tony Romo and see what he says. As Gardine is from the shotgun. He's throwing the ball, looking left, looking right. He's going to take it, and he has nowhere to go. He made it back to the line of scrimmage. He took a pop, and he's down.
He did take a pop there. Nope, that was Mikey Gardini. Popped right back up. Tell you what, he is a tough cookie, man. He does not, no. Popped right back up. He's ready to go here. A big play in this game here on 4th down. Cougars got to do something well with this ball.
4th and 7, and your phone a friend did not work that last play.
No. Gotta wonder, you take a timeout here, let Gardine catch himself. I think that's the right way to go. Take that timeout, Coach Harris, and get a play set up here. Oh, goodness, Rockbridge took that timeout.
So there's a timeout on the field by Columbia Rockbridge right now, and that was actually beneficial for Gardine to be able to catch his breath a little bit with 5:32 left in this game. And Doug, it's been a pleasure as we sit out here. Great night tonight, and we see a very good football game developing in front of us. You know what's really cool is that there are a lot of fans here on Rockbridge side, but pretty neat to be able to look across this beautiful stadium and see that the Cougars traveled well.
Yeah, it really did. You know, to tell you what, you're about an hour and a half down I-70 here. Nice trip down here to Columbia. We were able to enjoy a little Flat Branch Brewery. Good place to go get a burger and enjoy some time here on our way out here. So always love coming to Columbia to be able to go to Flat Branch.
Flat Branch was really good. Reuben was awesome, but what was even more awesome was being able to hang out with some good friends.
Resuming play.
Looks like Coach Harris is going to punt this ball.
7 yards to go.
So here we go, setting up as a punt, but and they do punt, and it is blocked by number 17. The ball's still in play. It's picked up and bounces to the outside and goes all the way down to the 15, 16-yard line. Wow, that was a very quick defensive end coming in, putting big old paws up.
I'm surprised we didn't go for that. I'm surprised that we did not go for that, Brian.
I'm surprised as well. Crew Norton came in, and he was the one that blocked the punt, and boy, that's a big block right now, and the Bruins are going to be able to take over here, 1st and 10 from the Cougars' 17-yard line. Boy, with 5:18 left, it would have been nice to be able to take a shot, right?
Yeah, absolutely would. That's just a rough play right there, boy. So now if you're the Bruins here, you can salt this game away. Do you go for the kill shot here and you go for the end zone after a big play, or do you just put the ball in the hands of your running back and or your quarterback and let them run straight ahead and kill clock?
I think you kill some clock here as they're lining up right now. We got new people in the game, as we see. Got flag down on the play, but we had Landon Block running out there. They were just a little bit confused on this play.
Yeah, it looks like, I think their offense was kind of surprised that they're going to have the ball way down here and force them to burn the timeout after that quick play, after that block, Brian.
So the Bruins are out of timeouts right now for the remainder of the football game, and they're still trying to figure out what they want to do. 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Doug, we also have some upcoming football games here, as we had talked before, Columbia Rockbridge being 4-1 and your Lutheran Cougars being 3-2. What does the remainder of the season look like for these two teams?
Now, this right now is, we've had the last 2 back-to-back away games at Cardinal River last weekend, at Rockbridge tonight, and we'll have 3 home games in a row then. We'll host Borgia next week on Friday, October 7th at our homecoming football game against St. Francis Borgia. We'll then have Lutheran North on Future Cougar Night on October 14th, and then we'll have senior night for our young men here on Friday, October 21st against Chaminade. So you ended with 3 quality opponents. Boy, just such a tough schedule this year, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to laugh. In high school, played Chaminade, and they had the spinner back. And the pass to the outside by Kaiser was overthrown. Little miscommunication on that. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Bruins. But the spinner back, they had no quarterback, Doug.
Yep.
They had 4 running backs. One would spin around, and you'd had misdirection all over the place.
It's interesting. I think Chaminade ran that offense here until about the middle of the 2000s. I remember we used to jamboree against them over at Orchard Farm, and the Red Devils used to be out there at Luxembourg Field, and they always ran that spinner back, and it was interesting. They're one of the few teams in the area to run it. Them and Winfield at the time ran that for about 6-8 years in a row there in the middle 2000s.
So a little miscommunication once again. Looks like we have delay of game. They just they're starting to break down their communication right now, Doug. The Bruins are. It's going to be 2nd and 15 as they continue to at least try and figure out what play they want to call.
Yeah, boy, it's kind of interesting here because they have not had these issues the entire football game. I don't know if there's some new personnel in there or what, but it looks like they still have their big 6'6" quarterback in there. So it's interesting. They have not been kind of on the ball. A well-coached football team.
Definitely is. It looks like they're playing a little bit of herd ball right now.
Yeah.
You just come off of a delay of game, and you're trying to figure out whether you're going to get another delay of game or not. Number 4 goes to the outside, taking pops. Aiden Harris brings him down. Stephen Gibson in on the run.
Carrier for the Bruins. Tackled by number 3, Aiden Harris.
And that clock's going to continue to move here. I mean, again, this game is not over. This is, so now you're in a situation where Cougars could get the ball back here if they can get a stop.
Kaiser hands the ball off. Once again, cuts back, and wow, nice touchdown run for Gibson.
Boy, just missed that, making that play out in the backfield there. And with that missed tackle, he's able to turn on the jets and pound into the end zone here.
Nick Dudley had him on the outside. He hit him at the 3-yard line, but he flipped him up in the air, and he landed in the end zone for the touchdown as Gardenia comes in to try and kick the extra point. We will see what happens here, but with that touchdown for the Bruins, it is now 34-13 with 4:40 left in the fourth quarter. Pending this extra point attempt, it could be 35-13, Doug.
Yeah. Well, and I think, depending upon what happens here, unless the Cougars can have a pretty impressive, incredible comeback here the last 4 minutes, 40 seconds of this game, I think you're going to look back at this game and say, what if the offense did something with the ball in the first half?
Coulda, woulda, shoulda,
Yeah,
right?
right. The second half here has been a great offensive performance from these Cougars. Running the football again. If you're clipping off 3 or 4 yards every time against a stout front here like the Bruins have, you're doing a good job. And if you're also passing for a couple hundred yards on 2 plays, my goodness, Cougars are going to want that first half back. And hopefully this offensive performance, and again, solid defensive performance. I know it's tough to say when you've given up 35, but you got 1 touchdown on that kick return. Defense has been solid.
Defense has been solid, Doug, and I look at it, the Bruins, their special teams have been something special. I mean,
really
you think
have.
about it, they ran a kickoff back, they had a blocked punt.
Yep.
If you're in fantasy football and you have them on defense, you're going to have some serious
Get
points,
some
right?
points, right? They have. So you got to hope whatever the offense is able to do here when they get the ball back, you hope that these kind of plays are going to propel us, get ready for that homecoming football game next Friday night against St. Francis Borgia.
Nice kickoff by Scardina once again. The ball goes into the end zone. Just a fluid kicker. I am very, very impressed by this young man. Even on the extra point attempt, nice fluid kick and goes about 50 yards.
Yeah. You got to wonder if that young man also plays on the soccer team here for Rockbridge or if he's just football. Could be. He's got a good leg.
There's
He's got
no
a great
doubt.
leg.
No doubt. So the Cougars going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Doug, they're going to start trying to take some shots here. They're going to have to if they want to try and score quickly.
Yeah, you want to try to do something here and pull off a miracle here, being down 3 scores here now as the clock's going to be under 5 minutes now.
Gerdine's looking, nice protection. The pocket just breaks down. He bounces around, gets out of the pocket, throws off of his back foot, and wow, Mitchell took a nice hit on the near sideline. Gets a first down, 12-yard pass reception.
Well, now you want to get up to the line here and hustle up. And again, anything can happen in football. Teams can score 3 touchdowns in a little under 5 minutes here. Cougars are kind of doesn't seem to have too much sense of urgency right now. But again, these big guys, especially these linemen, they've been playing both ways here the entire game.
Yeah, they have. And Gerdine once again is looking to the flats. He steps up in the pocket. He keeps it and slides for about 5-yard, maybe 6-yard gain. It's going to be second down. We do have a looks like Gerdine is shaking up a little bit
there. He gives himself up, and those big guys just kind of land on him there. Again, those at home, there's a big difference in the high school and NFL rules in terms of the quarterback giving himself up like that. The NFL, that's going to get called. That's a penalty in the NFL. They protect those quarterbacks.
No doubt. Gerdine is in the shotgun, is looking to the left, continues to look to the left. There's it out. Overthrown just a bit. Caleb Mays, the intended receiver. He had about a yard overthrow on that one. Good idea.
Yeah, that was a nice idea. Nice throw there by Mikey Gerdine under pressure there into double coverage. And Caleb Mays had a couple of steps there on these DBs. I think our speed's kind of coming out here, but again, when you got kids playing against a Class 6 school who are going both ways, offensively and defensively, that's hard to keep the juice up the entire game when a lot of these other kids for Rockbridge are playing just one side of the football, Brian.
Yeah, big time. New personnel, Christopher Larkin in for the Cougars, number 21, as Gerdine takes the snap. Going deep once again. He's got him open. Just off the fingertips. And, we just said, hey, we got new personnel. That's Christopher Larkin. He was the intended receiver as well.
Yeah, and Chris Larkin has a ton of speed. Boy, he has a ton of speed. And that was just outside of his reach, but another nice throw by Mikey Gerdine there.
So here we go. It's 4th down and 5 yards to go. 3:15 left, 35-13 Bruins over the Cougars right now. We do have the punt team personnel out. You know what happened last time they punted.
Yeah, and I looks like they're going to come off the edge here again.
He's unblocked. The edge was unblocked once again. The ball goes up, takes a Cougar bounce. It's going inside the 30-yard line. We do have a flag on the play as the play is called dead. As it stands right now, it's going to be 1st and 10 Bruins from their own 27-yard line.
Yeah, we had some kids moving here before that snap coming off.
Illegal formation at the snap, 4 men in the backfield, only 10 on the field. That penalty's declined. First down, Rockbridge.
God, again, I tell you, I love these officials. They're doing a great job.
They
really are. You know what's going on, and they're just calling a good, clean game. And both these teams have been clean. We've seen a couple, one of our kids did something he shouldn't have, and they had another kid, crackback block stood over the top of Aiden Harris, which obviously that's not what you want to see. But nevertheless, both these teams have been playing good, hard-hitting football games.
I agree. There's respect on both sides of the football on this football field for certain. As Kaiser's in shotgun, he takes the snap. He's looking up the middle. The pocket collapses. Now he's trying to get to the outside, and there is nowhere to go as Keelan LeGrant comes in and makes a nice sack.
Yeah, I'm a little interested in this. You got your starting quarterback still in the football game with a 3-score lead, and you're letting him get hit. I don't understand.
Doug, I think they're respecting our team.
Yeah, it could be. They're still trying to take some deep shots here. I have no problem trying to score. But I don't know if I'd let my quarterback get drilled like that with 2 minutes left in a football game.
Kaiser takes the snap. He's looking to the flats. His pocket collapses, and he gets tackled once again for another sack as Dawson Talent comes in and just levels him.
Man, now he's having a hard time getting up. He's just getting drilled.
Okay, Tony, you called it right again. Why is the quarterback getting hit so hard?
Jeez.
3rd down, 17 yards to go for the Bruins.
So it's 3rd down and 17 yards to go for the Bruins. They're just slowly milking the clock with 1:45 left in this ball game. Got number 1 taking the handoff. He's trying to get to the edge. He does get to the edge. He's got a long way to go. It's a foot race.
Michael will get him.
Michael got him all the way down at the 10-yard line. But, boy, I tell you what, Mr. Seaman turned his jets on and just took off.
You got to wonder here if and this is not a team we're ever going to play again, Rockbridge here, after this cycle. But do you take a knee here? I'm taking a knee is what I'm doing as a football coach. If I'm a young football coach, I'm probably have my foot on the gas here, but at this point, I'm taking a knee. I'm ahead 35-13, clock's running. I'll be real interested to see here if they do take this knee or they try to go for the end zone.
Well, he's lined up in the shotgun right now, and it's interesting as Seaman comes into the backfield. He takes the handoff. He's going right up the middle. I don't think they're doing anything flashy, Doug, and they just continue to pound the ball up the middle.
Yeah. And we'll see here if they take a knee after that one play. Clock's under a minute here. I mean, the sportsman thing to do here is take a knee. That's a no-brainer. The sportsman-like thing to do here is take a knee.
Seaman, the ball carrier.
Yeah, I would agree with you. As Errol Payton was in on the tackle, and they continue to bring new personnel. new personnel in as trying to give some people some breathers. But there's 34 seconds left, and Kaiser once again is lining up in the shotgun.
Maybe he's taking a knee here. We'll see.
That'd be a 5-yard loss. That doesn't help for stats for anything, and they're throwing the ball to the outside.
I don't understand it. You're stopping the clock. You're ahead 3 scores. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Doug, how do you really feel? I'm glad you're telling the truth.
I'm confused.
Well, here we go. 19 seconds left in this ball game. It's been a pleasure once again to be able to bring this broadcast to you. On behalf of the whole staff here, we have Mr. Burke, we have Mr. Brent Gossett, and Bob Burnham as the Bruins try to get it into the end zone. Looks like they score.
Draven Seaman.
Mr. Seaman in on a touchdown run. It looked like about a 12-yard run, but I tell you, that was not needed.
It's not sitting well with me.
With the score right now, 41-13, 11 seconds left in this ball game. The PAT is coming up here pretty soon. But as I was saying, it is most definitely an honor and a pleasure to be able to bring this broadcast to y'all. And thanks for listening, and thanks for all the support and the comments and all the shout-outs. And it's just wonderful to be able to bring this to you and hear the good comments. As the extra point's good, it's 42-13 right now. I have to admit it does not sit well with that last touchdown by any means, but we're going to have a kickoff here to the Cougars. Kind of for naught, in my opinion.
I just don't know what to say. I have no words. Confusing. I'm confused.
Now, confusing is one term, one word that Doug is using, but I got to say, I don't know if I have ever heard Doug say, I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words.
Right?
We did actually give them the ball in 4th and 5 as Bob Burnham is talking into our ears, and Brent Gossett can, our director of sports technology, can be able to fact check us on that and do a replay if we wanted to do that. Scardenia with the nice kickoff. It's going to go all the way into the end zone, and they're not even going to try and return that wisely. The Cougars going to get it back on the 20-yard line with this touchback with 11.6 seconds left. Wow. There is nothing to say.
I'm still confused. I'm still scratching my head. What little hair I have left.
Well, Doug and crew, I have to say, when we showed up here earlier this afternoon to get ready for everything, Columbia Rockbridge has been a great host. They have a great facility. They're exciting. You can tell there's just electricity in the stands with their fans. And they have a lot of pride around here. It's really, really nice to be able to see. On this last play, we take a knee wisely.
Shocker, we took a knee.
It's 42-13 with 5 seconds left in this ball game, and that's a wrap, folks. The Bruins are going to beat the Cougars 42-13. Thanks so much on behalf of Doug Kuhlman and Bob Burnham, Brent Gossett, Scott Burke. I'm Brian Bradensteiner. Good night, everybody.